Stuff, mumbling, pineapple stuff, dabbling, controversial stuff. Now I know y'all be loving this shit right here. N-I-C-K, mumbling is right here. People in the house, put them hands in the air, cause if you don't vote, then we don't care. 1, 2, 3 times 2 to the 6. Jonesing for your fix, so that dabble politics mix. Where the fudge you at, punk? Shut the fudge up and back the fudge up while we fudge this track up. On your flags up, on your flags up, on your flags up, on your flags up, on your flags up. Retort in, now retort out. Hands up now, hands down. Back up, tell me what you're gonna touch now. Republicans in now, Democrats out. Guns up now, hands down. Back up, tell me what you're gonna vote now. Dabbling, 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 dabbling. Keep dabbling, 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 dabbling. Come on. Keep dabbling, 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 dabbling. 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 You wanna mess with dabbling in politics? You can't mess with dabbling in politics. Listen, we debate it on every week Saturday night, and the shoot-shoot thing right here. Yo, we're doing it all the time, so you better get some better views and get faith up on your dime. So we got the gang set, so don't complain yet. 24/7, never begging for a rain check. Old school dabble is blasting out the political shit. The back and forth shit, put bounce in the dabble pit. On your flags up, on your flags up, on your flags up, on your flags up, on your flags up. Retort in, now retort out. Hands up now, hands down. Back up, tell me what you're gonna touch now. Republicans in now, Democrats out. Guns up now, hands down. Back up, tell me what you're gonna vote now. Dabbling, 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 dabbling. Keep dabbling, 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 dabbling. Come on. Keep dabbling, 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 dabbling. 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 Hey ladies, where you at? Hey fellas, where you at? And the dabblers that don't give a fuck.
Well, oh shit. Hold on. Welcome to a special what night is it? Tuesday night edition of Dabbling in Politics. Just realized I accidentally took you off the screen. Sorry, buddy. I thought I was taking Diff though.
That's okay. I'm starting to get used to it after the last few days.
Oh, another fuck dab. There we go. I am OG Mumbling Nick. With me. Usually as always, not always, but usually as always, Mr. Liquid Cryptid. How we doing, sir?
Howdy ho.
All right. So good news, bad news. I had hoped to have a bunch of timestamps for certain highlights tonight. I was so busy today. I literally, that's why we're starting late. I barely got home in time to even start this fucking thing. But I do have the Joey video up, so we will we'll watch some shit. I'm sure we can find some highlights,
I had time, but I didn't think about it till we just went live.
It's all good.
What? Oh yeah, I should have got some timestamps or something. But I figured we were gonna have a bunch of people on.
Yeah, ironically, all the people that were gonna come on, half of them are in the fucking chat. So if any of you guys want to come on, come back on. But
Def is having a problem.
Yeah, Def's having issues. He did join us pre-game. Didn't work. No. Yeah, I don't want to bore people with my day, but it was a fucking nightmare. Let's just say I did not go to work today. We had a family day, and living in the city, a lot of times you can save money by taking public transportation. And apparently there were a bunch. They cut a bunch of stops at the end of July that I didn't know about into August. So we went to the ocean, which is that's usually where we take the public transportation because it's it's a long fucking drive. It's over an hour, and you got to pay for parking, all this stuff. It's actually cheaper to take like the bus and shit like that. Yeah, we ended up getting fucked. Apparently, the bus doesn't fucking go there anymore, and I had to take Ubers in between buses. It was a fucking nightmare, and that's why, yeah, didn't really save the money I planned on saving, and it wasted a bunch of fucking time. So,
yeah, I was fortunate to grow up in or even most of the places I've lived that had public transportation. It was so bad; it was literally quicker to walk than to take the public transportation. So I've never relied on it.
Yeah, it's a hoot. We should have just drove. Deft, I can't see you. I'm not sure. Oh, can I hear you though?
You can hear me, I think.
All right, we can hear you. Excellent, excellent. All right. So we do have Deft. Yeah, he was having visual. He was all choppy. We could hear him, but he was all fucking choppy.
Yeah, your audio's been fine, Def.
Yeah, your audio's been good the whole time.
Great, but,
right.
Okay.
But we don't need to
I think it might be my background that I got. Let me change my background.
Yeah, I was wondering that he had that well, you saw that fancy yellow.
Yeah, but it wasn't that. It wasn't like animated or anything. So
no, it wasn't animated.
Yeah, I'm not.
Usually, it's the animated ones that'll bog down a GPU.
All right, so I figure the way we'll start is I don't know, maybe me and Liquid or Liquid and I, as the English language goes. We could kind of talk about what it was like to interview Joey C. I'll talk about what it was like the week leading up. Some of it, not all of it. I'm not a big asshole. I want to release all personal conversations or anything, but Joey threw some of it out there, so I can talk about it. And also you in the chat, feel free to write down some of your favorite moments because talking with people just the last couple of days, it seems like everyone has different favorite moments for the from the interview. So it's some people love the AI Uncle Bob stuff. Some people love some of the answers to the political questions. So it's a nice mixture. I can tell you on my end, and I love you, Joey, if you watch this. The one that caught me off guard the most was the global warming question, or climate change question. Where you thought I said time change instead of talking about daylight savings time. So that was funny for me. And
I thought he was going off in that direction. I'm like, wait, is it getting somewhere? Or and then it took me a minute to go, oh no, you said time change.
Yeah.
Climate change. I was like,
is he taking the long way around on this discussion?
Well, he spent most of the interview taking the long way around. I mean, even I thought my questions were pretty direct, and he's decided to take the long way around on those too. I don't think you answered. Yeah, and even was it Written Asylum said in the chat? He's like, I don't think you need to ask him that same question anymore. I was just like, yeah, I think I'm done here. He's just not going to answer.
Yeah, it was all over the place. We good.
It was a great interview though. Go ahead, with you because I know you probably have some things to say.
Oh yeah. And Def, you can come back. I don't know what happened there. All right, so I'll tell the story how it kind of started. So, obviously, as soon as Joey announced he was running, having a political show, we both thought it'd be great if we could get Joey on. And so I started asking, and I was getting not no's. I was actually getting more yeses, but it was always somewhere down the line in the future, and it sounded way down the line. And again, I love you, Joey, but I don't know how long this is gonna last. So I don't know, if you're in this for the long haul, awesome. It's gonna be pretty hard. So I don't know, how long it's gonna last. But anyway, I would ask and hope that I would get him sooner rather than later. And it was kind of the runaround, and I've gotten that before from Joey, and I get it. Joey doesn't fully trust me because I hang out with the Pineapple, very close with the Pineapple, who does shows on Joey. So they have
Which if I were gonna break in here real quick, I thought
Yeah,
was
go ahead.
weird that he wanted to talk to you, but not have me there. 'Cause I was thinking, wait, aren't you the one that actually co-hosts with one of his arch nemesis? Whereas, if you look at any of our stuff, I'm pretty fair.
Yeah, it was very yeah, I couldn't figure some of it out. Like what I had going for me is that MSIP, back from the dead, glad you're back, buddy. MSIP has vouched for me many times to Joey. And Joey was I don't know if they're still close now that he's back, but I know they were close. So that kind of helped, but Joey was always still very suspect of me. And I think how I won him over. Well, first I just discovered that he had up a PayPal and Venmo donation thing on one of his campaign videos. It was clearly an accident. Obviously, he just not an accident, but an oversight. He probably just copied and pasted the description from the video before. But I kind of let him know, like, it looks like you're soliciting for donations, but those are going to go to your personal PayPal and Venmo. Unfortunately, I think that's what started this whole thing now, where everyone super chats them and says this is for the campaign. But anyway, I got that, and then I was like, "Come on, Joey, you got to have me on. You don't want to look like you're lying." As like because he went from down the line to no. And I was like, "Well, you said you would have me on, so you don't look like a liar as a politician already."
Breaking news. I'm sorry, I
Yeah.
got some breaking
No,
news real
go
quick.
ahead. Yep.
Sirius XM just canceled the Howard Stern show.
Did they really?
Yeah.
Holy shit! Wow, he didn't get to leave on his own. That's crazy.
Oh
Man.
no. Wait, but Kumi is saying they're likely to reply. No, yeah, it's being canceled. I don't think they're gonna re-up.
Oh, maybe they might just let it expire, type thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, at least that way he'll get to whatever, have a final episode. I can't imagine they're making any money at this point.
No, they're not. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Nobody listens to Howard anymore. Let's see. The Babylon Bee has an article. I'm sorry to just derail this, but this is pretty important breaking news for this world.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, Babylon
Wow.
or not the Bee. Oh no, not the Bee. Actually, put it out. It said, "I can't believe Howard Stern's strategy of telling half the population they weren't welcome to listen to his show backfired."
Fair enough. Yeah, it's just an interview show at this point. Like, I don't even mind him getting softer. I'm actually glad. I mean, it would kind of be weird somebody his age doing some of the shit he used to do, but
Well, and the
he
money
went,
he's making too,
yeah. But it's just he went like all the way. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think how I finally sealed Joey also is I brought up the fact I was like, Joey, if you watch Echo's channel, I am never on any of the shows that attack you, because I'm not. It's always Echo and Rochi and others. It's never me. And he thought about that, and I was like, I don't say the things some other people say. I never say anything about your wife, your kid, never, never, never. So I think that's how I got him. And as soon as he agreed, I messaged Liquid, all excited, and he seemed pretty, excited back. And then, but in between him responding, all of a sudden Joey messaged me a bunch of not demands, but stipulations, whatever you want to call
Conditions.
them. Conditions. Thank you. Yeah. And one of them was just a one-on-one interview, and I was like, all right, I have a co-host who's been with me from day one. I'd really, want him there. And I was like, and he's more he's more right-leaning. Didn't mean to offend you there. He's more right-leaning. I'm more left-leaning. So it'll make it more even. And he was like, I appreciate your loyalty and all. And I'm not saying no to multiple people, multiple panel down the line, but I wanted this one-on-one at first. I don't want a crossfire thing. I don't want. So I tried, and to be honest, I guess we can say no. We kind of came up with a plan anyway, but we didn't have to do it because Joey kind of agreed.
Well, I sent him a DM stating
Yeah.
exactly what I wanted to say and what we were thinking of doing. And now and I guess he agreed with it. Like just shortly before we went live, or you went live,
Yeah.
that I could be on the show, but we had already made the plan, so we just kind of stuck with the plan. I think that's what
Yeah, I was kind of just
that's what I'm thinking is kind of what happened. Is we were just kind of like, I think you said like right there at the last minute, oh, Joey said it's okay if you come on. I'm like, well, we already have the plan.
yeah, dude. He literally, as I'm about to hit live. So all right, so there was different conditions throughout the week, and most of them were fine. You know what I mean? Like I don't even think it's a big deal that he wanted some topics. You know, because I think that happens in the real world a lot of times with politicians.
Well,
And trust me,
I think that was the best route to go with Joey, just because he needed to have that sort of thing going on, because I had no idea what his positions on anything were.
yeah,
So, and I doubt that, you know, was it 2 weeks after he put out his statement that he's running his little whatever, his speech.
yeah. His, campaign.
You look at his page, and it's just the same speech that he cut up into a bunch of different videos, shorter
Right,
videos.
right.
And then I'm like, well, I honestly just wanted to get him to talk. I wanted to know what he's about, how serious is he? What exactly is it? Where does he stand on various issues, which I didn't get from that video. So that's why I was kind of excited.
Yeah, and I was interested because I know he had praised Trump in the past. He even did it a couple times during the interview. But the couple policies I saw him put out were almost like Bernie Sanders type economic policies. So I found, what the hell is going on? Sorry, guys. Hold on 1 second.
But anyway, what I was getting at is I think that the format that we gave for Joey, which I know a lot of people didn't like because we didn't go at him, because we just wanted to let him talk. But the format of asking actually specific questions and whatnot and just letting him talk. As I said, just let him cook with every question. Let him go on for as long as he wants. I think Bennett was the best outcome that we could possibly imagine.
Yeah, and to be fair, I have in the past couple of days I have heard from multiple people that did get that strategy. Obviously, you know, the trolley types, they're gonna want you to attack, and I had no interest. And that would have been a very short-lived interview if we did something. I mean, you probably wouldn't have gotten on if that's what happened.
Oh, it wouldn't have lasted very long. Even
right.
I don't know if you watched BYB last night. I know several
Yeah.
people here were watching BYB last night, and even Ava was saying that our strategy, your strategy, was definitely the better one than what she would have come up with, because she would have just
Yeah.
jumped on Joey, and then he probably would have left and never would have got some of the great answers that we were able to get out of him.
Right. It's the best for, if you like Joey, don't like Joey, it's the best, because if you like Joey, he gets to talk, right? If you don't like Joey, he gets to talk. Right. So it's the best of all worlds, you know, and just let him go. And I could even at some point I'll show a screenshot of the topics I sent him. The list was massive. So, and I even said, Joey, just so you know, it's not as bad as it looks. It's because I got like specific with, and what's funny is I didn't even get to like half of this shit, you know, because one thing Joey's got down pat already is the filibustering. But like I said, just wanted to let him talk. So, but yeah, like instead of just saying like economic issues, like I put that, but then I put specifics like, you know, minimum wage, housing, just so he kind of knew like kind of where I'd be going with some of it, you know. Because I mean, we got to be fair. Joey is new to this. It's I think I told somebody, you know, if I started asking in-depth questions with Joey and he didn't know the answer, oh well, then we get nothing out of it. You know what I mean? But if I ask general questions, get to kind of know where he generally stands, and you know.
Yeah, and I even told actually a couple people, you know, they're like, you know, how come you're not even on your own show?
Yeah.
You know, it's like, well, to be honest, I probably just would have been sitting there anyway.
Yeah, it's
because you had it pretty well covered in doing exactly what the plan was. I might have interjected a little bit here and there, but I think for your questions, you would have done great. I didn't have any questions that I really want to ask him because I didn't think he'd be able to answer anyway. If you're listening, Joey, no offense. I think I've already stated this to Joey.
yeah.
That he's not super politically savvy, but hopefully, if in the future. What we could do is, have him on for specific topics that he'll have a chance to research and
Right.
look at and check out, and maybe we can increase his political awareness.
Yeah. But yeah, I think like if we pick like just a handful of topics instead of a bunch, or even just like 3 and be like, we're gonna get in depth on these 3 things. And then let's see what he can come up with.
So ask Uncle Bob about him and look it over and figure things out.
Right. So Ridden, I DM'd Joey last night, and I usually don't like reading private things, but they're both very basic. So I'll tell you, I was just like, I said, Joey, I just want to thank you for last night. I feel we all did well. I'm sure we could have done better. We can always do better. I said, I certainly could have done better, as I was nervous on stream for the first time in a long time. And I mumbled and stumbled way more than usual. I actually think part of it was nerves. It's so funny. When I first started streaming, I was nervous, and I haven't been nervous in a long time. And I think because I knew there were going to be eyes on the show that have never seen the show before, that I got nervous. And the other part of it is one of Joey's terms was be professional. Like, I even think he wanted me to wear a suit, which obviously I wasn't going to do. But he wanted it to be like a real political interview, and obviously you and we talk like this, so
I wore a suit.
Yeah, you actually dressed a lot nicer than I did.
Yeah, I wore a suit of armor.
Very good. A patriotic suit of armor and everything.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So instead of talking like myself, like I try, like even when we do a political show, you and we don't talk serious, we joke half the time. So instead of talking like that, I try talking like this. And I had the stupid cue cards I wish I didn't fucking have. Originally, I just had the list of topics, and I was just going to glance at it every so often, and because it's not hard to come up with a basic economic question, or you know what I mean? So I made the mistake of literally with like an hour to go, Joey was asking me if I had questions ready, and so I said that to a loved one. I'm like, yeah, you should really write some stuff down. So I started writing down in shorthand as quickly as I could. Then I couldn't read the shit, so that's why it probably went unnoticed. But I kind of ditched the cards like halfway through, and I think things went better from then on. It was just I fumbled through I think the first 2 or 3 questions because I couldn't fucking read what I even wrote, because I was like trying to get it in so quick. I wrote like in shorthand, and I'm like, what? I'm like, I don't even know what the fuck I'm asking. So anyway,
Written Asylum wants me to go back to the.
It's got a request. Filter. Oh yeah, the patriotic filter. Yeah.
I gotta turn hand gestures back on.
So I was like, so Joe, I was like, but we definitely could have done worse. I just wanted to let you talk and get your message out. That is what a first interview is all about. It lays a foundation for which we can build off of for future interviews. I already have some ideas. Thanks again. So he responded today, very brief, but he said, Nick, I think we all did fine. And I thank you for having me on and for being very professional. Let future bring... Joey wrote this. Let future bring us all together. Anyway, it sounds like he's coming back on. Is talking about in the future, bring us back together again to come back on. So,
the arms are kind of not really tracking real well. The shoulder is over here and doing too good. Oh, there we go. I think it fixed a little bit. Anyway, yes, I can switch over to it.
So yeah, I think we'll have Joey. Actually, while we're here, we might as well, since I think some of the people that want to participate, at least one of them was in here.
This arm doesn't want to. Yeah, go ahead.
So we had an idea for. Then we'll get back to Joey. We had an idea for some future dabbling in politics shows hope maybe over the next few weeks is anyone who thinks that they could do better than Joey at a presidential debate, we can do a mock debate. And or if there's two of you and you want to, sorry, we can do a mock interview. Or if there's more than one of you and you want to do a mock debate, we can do that. We can, obviously,
or a real debate.
Or a real debate. I just mean you pretending you're running for president. It can be a real debate, giving your real, obviously, your stances. And yeah, I just threw it up in a chat that had I don't know, 6, 7, 8 people in it, and 2 people volunteered right away. So and they both have Dabbleverse shows. I say small, but bigger than this one. So they both have Dabbleverse shows. So people know who they are. So I think
Which I'll be honest, surprised me a lot because we were discussing it. I was like, I don't know if we're even going to get anybody. And then Nick comes back and says, "Oh, we already got 2 people." I was like, "Oh well, then forget it. Yeah, that'd be fun."
Yeah, it just kind of came.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, go ahead, man.
I just wanted to point out that the current political discussion has been pretty dumb over the last couple weeks anyway. So it would be nice to maybe something like that. Hopefully by this Sunday, I'm talking to you, the 2 people that
right. Right now, it's gerrymandering is the big issue, which is old as time.
As I said, I got sick of yelling about that 20 years ago.
Yeah. It's like, oh my God. Epstein stuff, obviously that's back. It's all over the place. I'm even sick of talking about it at this point. It's not going to come out. It's not coming out. So fuck it. You know what I mean? I don't know what else to say. Yeah. The Gaza, or as my boy Joey would say, Garza, that was one of my favorites because I thought of a pitcher named Matt Garza. I think that's where he got it from. The baseball guy. But that's a disgusting situation that makes me mad. But there's not much we can debate about it at this point. Because I think even Liquid agrees, let's stop funding Israel. So
yeah,
done. Done.
Maybe if we stop funding Israel, they'll stop.
Yeah.
Maybe if we stop funding all the sides.
Yeah, it's bad.
They'll calm down a little bit and be like, "Oh wait, the United States isn't giving us their shit anymore."
Yeah, the only thing I could debate with you is I think other countries besides us need to get in there and do something. But obviously, as Americans, we have no say in that. So it's just my opinion on intervention. But then the show's over.
Yeah, and every single politician is on Israel's side because for specific reasons that we won't get into.
Yeah. Let's just say some stereotypes may be true and then others. Oh man.
So yeah, that's, as I said, those are the only real topics that are going on, and it's just like we've already beat them to death on this show.
So yeah, I think it should be interesting, and especially those 2 gentlemen going at it should be pretty good. So hopefully they'll both be available this Sunday. If not, we'll make it happen the first Sunday they are available, unless they want to go one at a time. Whatever. We'll figure it out. We can figure it out. And maybe we'll get other people once we announce. Maybe we'll get other people that want to do it too. So it just kind of came to me when oh boy. You gotta do the Trump impersonation. Trump.
I don't do a Trump. I don't do a very good Trump impersonation. China. And I see, I can't even do China.
Yeah.
I see what's happening. So it's got me all twisted around.
So did you while I do this, did you have a favorite Joey moment from the interview or no? I didn't really have a favorite. I had a few, but nothing.
I don't know about it like a favorite moment, because as I said, there were a couple, like of course the time change one was great.
Yeah.
Let's see what else.
The nuclear one was the one that caught me off guard.
Oh yeah, the bombing the world.
Yeah,
was kind of wild.
Because I wanted to go back and watch. I'm pretty sure because I even watched the clip and I'm like, there are couple seconds here and there where nothing's said, and you can tell he's going through his paper. So it must have been one of those times where I asked him a question and he had notes on it, so he was looking for it. And every time he did that, I would ask him what I thought would be like a quick question, just so we didn't have dead air while he looked for it.
Yeah, there were no quick questions.
So I think I asked him, if I recall, I asked him about immigration and like ICE specifically or something like that. And he actually gave a pretty liberal stance on immigration, but then all of a sudden he's like, but if they want to harm this country, and then he turned it up to 11, and then he's like, I'll be the first one to hit the button. And it almost like snapped me out of it. And I'm like, the nuclear button? Because I'm like, he's like, yeah.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I'm not sure where he was going with that. Well, if they're coming here to harm, I was like, well, if they're, what do you mean if they're coming here to harm the country? I mean,
Yeah.
what's your definition of harm the country?
So
And I'm sure his definition is, sell drugs, do crimes, all that sort of stuff. But just being here can be seen as harming the country. I mean, especially for working class people.
yeah, I got what Joey was saying a few times. So I only pushed back on him a few times, and because like I said, I wanted him to get his stuff out, and I also didn't want I didn't want to push back in a biased way that I didn't realize I was doing. Echo let me know that my Garza question was very biased, so I appreciate that, Echo. But I must have. I have to go back and listen. I must have threw my 2 cents in the question, so where I stood. I'm guessing. But to be fair, Joey doesn't seem like the type that because when I told him I disagreed with him, it's not like he changed his mind. I don't think Joey could be influenced by someone like me or you or whatever.
I did if you want to bring up the Big Kahuna chat there, I did sort of touch on that. He kind of does it. I think his issue is that he's printing everything out. And as an avid user of AI, I can go over to grok.com. I use Grok. I don't use ChatGPT. I'm assuming they're going to be relatively the same. And you can look at your history and just pull it up and see everything that you asked and what the answers were. It stores it all. So
yeah, that was my.
I think his problem with organization was actually printing it out, where he could have literally just had like half a screen with all his ChatGPT questions and stuff like that. He can even probably have ChatGPT organize it for him, so he could just scroll it and then read it. But he had to print it all out and put it in the folders.
Right. Did you?
And that was a Joey being in charge of a note organization or taking the control of note organization out of Uncle Bob's hands.
So as I bring Ava on, so we got the whole crew together. How we doing, Ava?
Good. How are y'all doing?
Good.
Great. You enjoy the interview?
Oh my god! Like watching it again with BYB yesterday. This is a masterpiece. What you guys did, like the way you handle this, like it just gets funnier every time, and like it now just even like a still image of him just makes me laugh so fucking hard. It's amazing. I loved it.
Yeah, what I said is I admitted the other day I have a soft spot for Joey somewhere. So it's like I don't think I could attack Joey. The only way
You should not have attacked him.
Right.
You did it exactly right.
I didn't want to, so I was like, yeah, and I wanted Joey to look. Let Joey cook. Let him talk. Like I said, if you like Joey, you want to hear Joey talk. If you don't like Joey, you want to hear Joey talk, and he'll eventually get to where he's going with everything. So
no
sometimes
no criticisms.
Yeah.
He'll sometimes get to where he's going.
Yeah, eventually, but
wherever that is.
Yeah, where he's going, we don't know, but yeah, maybe he'll get there.
Yeah.
So I will give one thing away because Joey, when I was rewatching, he did say this, and I don't think anyone noticed because I think this would have got thrown at me. But at one point when he was digging through his notes, he's like, "You got to give me a second." He's like, I forget what he either said. This is why I wanted to do this in order, or what. So Joey asked. Oh, did you catch that?
Yeah, I did catch that.
Yeah. All right. Joey asked me. So he wanted the topics. We agreed on topics, and then before we were going live, like an hour or two before we we're going live, he asked me the order in which I was going to ask these topics, and so he could put his notes in order. And I was like, Joey, I'm like, number one, I don't really know. And in my head, I'm thinking this is going to look like a staged interview if Joey's, you know what I mean? If Joey's just going down the line. I mean, I already had what's his face trolling me saying I gave Joey the questions, but which obviously I didn't. And I think anyone that watched the interview knows Joey didn't have the questions. But
Yeah, it didn't matter.
yeah.
And yeah,
but-
I was like throwing that out in chat. I was trying to, take care of chat, and then I was taking care of, DMs from Ava and other people, and I was taking care. So I was actually kind of glad that I
Very
wasn't
busy.
on the show at the beginning, because I was like, I was fielding a lot of shit.
No, like what Nick did just with Nick and Catalano is just everything it needed to be.
Oh,
I'm
it's
surprised that
fantastic.
he even prepared enough to want to know the order, because he wasn't above just looking things up and then reading it during the interview.
Well, I was gonna say, even though I gave him the topics, there were a couple of topics he didn't know what he didn't seem to know what climate change was, or even I think he thought I said time change. The more I think about it, but even after
He
I
didn't
said
know
it was
anything.
climate change, he started talking about he didn't know if it's good, or he's not saying if it's good or bad. He doesn't know if we can regulate it. I'm like, regulate climate change? I don't know. So
Yeah,
I don't
sure,
think-
why
like-
not?
Citizens United, no idea. Three
Yeah.
branches of government. I don't know.
Oh yeah, that's right. I did bring up Citizens United. Yeah.
To be fair, I've talked to that Nick and I were talking after the show, and I was like, "Holy shit, this makes sense now," because I've talked to like a lot of people recently who are like suddenly getting within the last couple of years, are suddenly getting political in my family, and they're real anti-Trump, and and I say, well, what did you like about them? And they'll say something, and then I'll say, well, that doesn't make sense. I'll go, wait a second, what are the three branches of the government? And they don't know.
They don't know. And to his credit, like he's literally saying, I don't know anything, but I'm gonna start learning right now.
Yeah.
And that's
yeah.
fine. It's better than the when I say I don't know, well, I'm not telling you what they said. Because what they said is completely incorrect.
Right.
So I actually have to go back and correct
So-
that. Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
I
so
just
at
real
least I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt. So
No,
at
go ahead,
least
man.
he said I don't know, which
quick. Right. Yeah. Which I said to him, like,
I
that's good,
respect
man.
people
Yeah,
that say
yeah,
I don't know.
100%.
I respect that. Yeah.
absolutely, which that's the core tenet of this show. Is if you don't know something, just say I don't know.
Yeah, we've done it multiple times, man. Yeah, I remember.
We brought up like immigration. I was like, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah,
how
there
to
was-
say- I don't have a take on that.
I remember I was having a conversation about Elon with Liquid, one of our early shows, and he started talking about something with. I had no idea, so I'm like, I'll take your word for it. I have no idea about this part of Elon's, whatever. And then I think even Ava, when I was on with you and Shmuel, and you guys were talking about New York housing. Like, I know about housing things in general, but you guys seem to know New York housing specifically, and I was like,
I would argue he doesn't, or
He doesn't?
He's either lying, or he does, or he was just denying that like BlackRock exists, and but whatever. We don't.
Oh, that
Well,
whole
they
part,
don't
yeah, yeah.
anymore. They're called a different name now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the point is, multiple investors. Yeah.
Oh man. Oh, what I was gonna say is I do have to do a correction. I was actually wrong. I had that backwards. It's not 33% can name the three branches of government. It's 33% can't. So actually, like 67% can. I had it backwards. So
Yeah, I was
actually,
like 33%, but then when you said that senator couldn't name them, I was like, well, this suddenly makes sense.
well, the senator named 2 out of 3, but when he went for the third one, and what's funny with that is no one even asked him. He was given like some like interview, and he started naming the three branches of government, but he's like, well, instead of naming them, he's like the president, Congress, and the Senate. Like he didn't say that, the judiciary or whatever. So
That's exactly the answer I keep getting from people.
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah.
When I said I don't want to
say,
say what they said because
Yeah.
I didn't want it. One day this person who might end up knowing who I am, because I don't tell my family. Well, I got a couple of family members that know about this, but this person isn't one of them. But yeah, that's what I keep hearing.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
I'm
I
like,
think-
what? And I swear to God, I talked to the guy for like 20 minutes. What's the Senate and what's the Congress? What are you
Oh,
calling
what?
the Senate? What are you calling the Congress?
We got Krishan.
After
And they
that,
couldn't answer.
after that moment with him, I like wrestled in my head. I was like, should I judge him for that? And I concluded on that one I should, but it was a tough call. I was like three branches, and I was like, Personally, I was like, oh, okay, I know that because I didn't. But who knows on the spot, you know?
Well, anybody who's reasonably politically savvy knows it. I mean, anybody who's graduated high school should actually know it. But
Technically,
Yeah, it sounds like it's funny. It's one of the questions I told Eckel, I'm like, I'm gonna ask him this, and then he probably doesn't mind, but somebody asked me to ask it. And I was like, oh, don't worry, I'm already asking it. And
Yeah.
then in the chat, Penis Wrinkles spamming to ask him, and I'm like, I think I messaged him like, dude, he's gonna get asked. I'm saving it for the end. Well,
I'm
the end
glad.
of my
I'm
segment,
glad
but
you
yeah.
didn't get caught up with reading the chat stuff because like so much of what was beautiful about this was just where he went with anything you said. Like,
oh, one of my I always say one of my favorite parts is when he started wandering off into the Dabbleverse. I did like that.
Oh yes.
And what when one of his stipulations is, and of course one of our stipulations. I mean, we do delve into the Dabbleverse a little bit here and there, especially at the end of the show, and we're just kind of riffing after our subjects have expired. But
Yeah.
one of his specific conditions was no Dabbleverse talk, and like what was it, 30-40 minutes into it.
I think it was just for him. He was probably down to talk about anything, but it had to be his terms. Like if he wanted to talk about.
Well, obviously, and I even wrote in the chat, hey, let's move it back to politics. Let's get away from Dabbleverse.
Yeah, I remember at one point he was talking about Melton, so I brought him back, and I was like,
that's the part I was talking
The
about.
part you're
when he
talking
started
about,
going
yeah.
off on Melton attacking him, and these people attacking him, and those people attacking him, and I'm like, well,
I was saying this yesterday. It's like I like respect if somebody who's running for an office and they're like, I've been to jail. You know what? I was poor. I had to steal when I was younger and all that. But like what he did in this, like to me, was like he shouldn't, like maybe you don't need to mention some of these things. He's like, I'm a convicted liar. It's like, hey, you don't need to say that.
yeah. I saw on when they were telling that to you on BYB last night. You're like, maybe he shouldn't be saying that.
Yeah, it's like,
I was like,
if your kid tried to stab you, it's like, whoa.
Or kind of roll over it, saying, I had it, like you just said, and when I was younger, I had to do things.
Yeah, and that's
and I'm not
respectable,
proud of any of it.
But when you're like, I was a hard drug addict.
Yeah,
for 30
specifically
years.
saying I'm a
30 years.
hardcore drug addict and convicted liar and embezzled
Fraud.
from the and fraud and defrauded the government. Maybe not get that specific.
Yeah, save that for the presidential debates that you're gonna make them to.
all right, so listen to this. So I got the original. When Joey agreed, he sent me 5 original stipulations, and then he added some more later. But the very first one, he puts, "I'm willing to move forward with this interview next Sunday, but I need a few ground rules locked in. First, the interview must be strictly political. No Dabbleverse mentions, no personal attacks, no sideshow drama."
Personal attacks.
I was not the one to break that rule.
No.
And honestly, I have to agree with that sort of stipulation from him. I cannot.
Yeah, I was fine. That's like I said, most of these I was fine with. Most of them were perfectly fine. It was I didn't really like, saying who could interview, and I didn't like when he started wanting things in order. I was like, all right, no. But
it turned out to not matter anyway because he was
right,
gonna say whatever.
Yeah, he was just gonna go off.
Yeah. I did. I'll even, for transparency, I did tell him like he messaged me some policy that he must have came up with Bob. It was his core policy. So I told him, I'm like,
maybe I missed that. What did he say his core policy was?
It's
I might have been distracted at some.
You know what? Let's listen to it. That's got to be in there. Hold on, I got this set up. So I think the first question I asked him like why he was running for president. Then I think like something about qualifications, or I forget what the second question was. But I think the third question was that policy. So it might even be like around here somewhere. Let's just
understand it, because it's a wonderful thing if it's done and used properly.
Sounds good, Joey. All right. My next question is now that you know, dude, I'm these ads too, dude. I'm like, I can't fucking read. Why do you think? Sorry, let me. Okay, this is the. There's not much you can do, but I know you get a lot of grief, as you just covered there. Why should voters trust you? How can you assure them to trust you with your record and everything like that?
All right. Well, let's break down my record. In 1989, I was a young man. I was 24 years old. Like anybody that's under 20 years old. And I'm gonna make this. It's either gonna make me look really bad, or it's gonna make me look what an asshole I am. Okay. 24.
Isn't that the same thing?
Either way, this is not going to work out too well for me.
Either bad or I'm going to be an asshole. Yeah.
To the qualifications question.
Oh God. So I think it's core policy is the next question, but we might as well listen to this just for shits and giggles.
It's all funny.
Years old.
Yeah.
I left the Chicago Cubs in 1987 when I worked for the Cubs. In 1989, and this is a variable, Nick, I know you got resources. I would never tell a lie here. You could call the Cook County Merit Board. I went into the police academy for the Cook County Sheriff's Department, for the corrections department, and for the bailiffs in the courtrooms. I went into corrections because I had clout. Those are jobs that you have to know somebody to get on. So I went in as a cadet at Division I, which is the roughest division back then, and I became a cadet for 3 months and went into the academy. In the academy, there was a lot of old guys there that were out of shape, out of weight.
Oh, this is the shit you guys covered on BY. Honk was all over this story last night. Yeah.
Those guys are scholars of this shit.
Yeah. They're way more than anything I could ever possibly care to learn about Joey C. Yeah.
All right. Here's full transparency. There were certain times where I zoned out, maybe.
We all did. But
yeah.
So I think that
that's why when you asked me what were my favorite parts, I was like, I don't know.
Like when I would ask about certain policy things, I would pay attention, but when he would go on these stories, sometimes I found myself just, because some of these stories I've heard already. So I was, but so yeah, I think I zoned out during this whole cadet thing.
I initially was like, is that true? But then I just was like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, as I said, well, on BYB when they were going over it, I'm like, I don't remember this part, and I was watching.
And I'm like, I asked him the question, and I didn't remember this. I remember dabbling in cocaine because that kind of snapped me out of it when he said that. But this whole other part, I'm like, I don't remember Joey saying he was even in the cadets, so I must have zoned out there in this part.
Juiced in, and I was probably the only youngest one in fit. And I passed with flying colors, and I came out and I went into the warrant section where I was serving warrants. Unfortunately, I started dabbling in cocaine. I'm not gonna lie. Everybody knows my background. And
it's gonna be the name of my new show.
Dude, I remember
dabbling in cocaine.
Oh, this is amazing.
As soon as he says dabbling, oh shit, Vampire Hunter, where the hell have you been? Yeah, DM me. If you want to be president, DM me. We're making miracles over here. Miracles happen, I should say.
Someone ratted on me.
Can you rewind the last 10 seconds of that? That is so funny. Like what he just said. Right?
I remember he's being all of a sudden then I started dabbling in cocaine. I'm like, oh boy.
Politically,
listen, I will say I'm not a fan of cocaine. I just like the smell.
Yeah, the classic.
Yeah.
The youngest one in fit, and I passed with flying colors, and I came out and I went into the warrant section where I was serving warrants. Unfortunately, I started dabbling in cocaine. I'm not gonna lie. Everybody knows my background. And someone ratted on me when I went into roll call one evening.
Of Joey C. I started dabbling in cocaine.
Unfortunately.
Or just dabbling in cocaine. We did a dabbling in cocaine drop.
Yeah, some of these gems came out of nowhere. Like the nuke button, like I said, that one just caught me off guard when he said it. I had to ask him, when he said I hit the button. I'm like, the nuke button? So yeah, then there's dabbling in cocaine out of nowhere.
Captain addressed me coming in because you go through when you come in to go to roll call, you got to come in. You go through the metal detector, because you're probably carrying your gun, and they just search you for general stuff. And you go in to get ready for go. We were going out. We had to pick up some guys on warrants that day, and my captain lieutenant asked me to come into the office, and they asked me to empty out my pockets.
Captain lieutenant. I didn't catch that one either.
Honk brought up. I didn't even pick up on that. Yeah, there's no captain lieutenant.
But I mean, he talks so fast, and
right.
He tries to get too many words at once. Yeah.
Yeah, he may have tried changing rank mid syllable or something like that. Who knows? Oh man.
Cocaine in my pocket. So, bam. He immediately placed me under arrest, read me my rights, advised me to get an FOP representative from the union. I was put in a cell privately. Internal Affairs came out immediately. They told me what was going to happen. I was going to be released on my own recognizance, and that I had to be back in 3 days for a hearing with them. When I got there,
even recognizance says Joey. You missed a syllable, but I love the way
This is
Joey
Jo-
talks. Yeah,
I
I
mean,
love
that's-
it.
We're off to the races on this already.
Yeah,
on the third day after I got out, they basically told me this: listen, you need to just resign. We're not going to prosecute. My grandfather worked for the Chicago Police Department for 38 years under Superintendent James O'Grady, who was my juice into the Sheriff's Department. And he says, for your grandfather, who my grandfather had been passed for many years, Jim don't want no embarrassment. Sheriff O'Grady don't want embarrassment. Why don't you just resign and let this go away? So I did. I just resigned and it went away. I blew a career because if I would have not messed up, I probably would have retired right about now with 30-something years on the Sheriff's Department. So, and it would have had, I made bad choices, Nick. I made bad choices. So I went on and went back to baseball, working, and then I tried to get back to my job in the big leagues, and that was an absolute no because I gave up the position and I wound up working in minor leagues for the next 25 years, AA, A ball, AAA, running the locker room as a clubhouse manager, which was a thing I loved because I love baseball. So I was actually doing something I loved. So to me, it wasn't a job, and I had a great time and met a lot of great people. And then, and then I made a few more mistakes down the road through there, which if you want to ask questions about it, we can talk about it.
Can you pause it for a second?
I want to get this out.
Woof.
What was the question?
I believe I asked, why should people trust him to be president? Yeah.
So you say some point, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
it wasn't too bad. What's funny is like I wasn't even gonna. Oh, you missed my towel, but that's only during the daytime, and I have to. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. Oh god, no, I'm getting fucking retarded. It's contagious. I forgot what I was saying. Fuck it. Back to the video.
No,
Go ahead, Ava.
the dissonance makes your brain like it is actually like exhausting, but at the same, it's so funny though.
Like just the fact Joey, he's got all these notes. He is so much better without these fucking notes. Like this, whatever he researched. Fuck it, Joey. Throw that shit out. Next time we have an interview,
Absolutely.
just fucking wing, dude. No notes for either of us. We'll just fucking
the
all of
script.
us will wing it. Yeah.
Ditch the script.
I mean, you're naming police captains from 1987 off the top of your fucking head. Like that's amazing to me. You know. It's
Also, maybe don't share that story because it's literally just them being like, we don't even want to. We're not going to punish you. This is an embarrassment, and just you have to just get out of our life. Like you never want that.
I don't know how well he'd do off the top of his head, but at least I would say for the next one, give him the list of subjects or the topics that we want to go over, or we'll get with them with the topics that we want to go over. Give him like a week to do some research, and then try to get some stuff memorized, and then wing it, something like that. We'll give him some time to actually learn the subject.
Right.
Is he
notes?
Is he happy with the way that went? Like, will he move forward and do another one with you? And like, does he feel like that was a good experience?
Yeah, at the beginning of the show, I mentioned I didn't DM him the night of the show. I messaged him last night to thank him, and I was like, I think it went well. I'm like, could have gone a little better. We can always do better. But I'm like, I could have done better. You could have done, But I'm like, overall, I think it was good.
Total homer. It was perfect. Yeah.
And he goes, Nick, I think we all did fine, and I thank you for having me on and for being very professional. Let the future bring us all together. So anyway, it gets kind of convoluted. I don't know what he wrote, but
Uncle Bob wrote
something about. No, this was definitely Joey.
Okay.
And something about the future will bring us together again. So I believe he's keeping his word. I mean, I doubt he wants to do it this weekend.
No,
but,
I was thinking maybe like the last Sunday of every month will be.
Yeah, we'll give him some time.
Will be Joey Day.
You should be his like Maggie Haberman. Like she's like the Trump whisperer, like the main source. Like you should you should cover this race.
I'm trying.
Out for the last time. I've never shrugged my criminal record. I've never hid nothing from anybody. I've told my life story, good and bad. Not many people do that. I probably talked about more stuff I probably should
There's a
have
reason
talked.
for that.
So this way,
Yeah.
all they gotta do is verify.
Many
I'm not-
successful people have not done that.
What I loved is like we're asking him like why he should be president, and he keeps naming all the bad shit he did in his fucking life instead of like,
Yes.
yeah, it's give a generalization. Be like, look, I've done some bad shit in my life. I was on drugs, so like every drug addict, I did shit I shouldn't have done, but I overcame all that, and now I blah blah blah. Instead, he talks so much about that stuff. You know?
Mhm.
And I don't
Yeah,
know.
very very much too specific.
Yeah,
Way too
too
specific.
specific.
Yeah, he's
Not
got to get
hiding-
over like one hump before you just start. You know, I understand when I get ahead of a story, but let's be honest, you're not that far ahead
Yeah.
yet.
Start building.
nothing
Yeah.
here. I'm not on no scam here. I really have always wanted to help the American people, especially people that were raised like me in neighborhoods that grew up very poor and had no shots. There's a lot of people that, believe it or
Wait,
not,
hold on,
that don't
Vampire.
have no zero chance.
Vampire 100D is saying that you're low, but I might be high, so I'm listening in.
I'll talk louder, buddy.
No, we're all
getting out
about.
of the
We're,
ghetto
we're
to
all
be
right.
anything.
We're all
All right.
okay.
There are some like that, and there's still
I'm always the softest to begin with, so I'll try my best. Oh God, I just said it. I'll try my best.
there. I tell friends that
I'll try
still there
my
for
best.
40 years. They just can't walk past that street because that's it. They just don't. They don't have the means or the know-how.
So just for just thinking for myself, Joey, for anyone who may still be reluctant or whatever, are you going to have full transparency during your campaign? And if you-
100% transparency. Everything's going to be on the up and up. Everything's going to be
I
disclosed.
mean, obviously,
Everything's going to be.
too much transparency.
great.
I would say.
I know. I don't even know why I asked. The dude's being like overly transparent on shit I didn't even ask. Yeah.
Honest, the proper channels. I will have total transparency. I have no reason to lie. Now, people are going to say, why should you be? You're a convicted liar.
Several reasons.
This is what I get when I do my regular show.
So-
He's a convicted liar. That's all I get. Yes, I am a convicted liar.
Oh, fella.
Convicted by the federal government for lying. Look at the facts, though. One false statement. Does that make me a convicted liar? Because I promise you, I've done
Yes,
a
you
lot
just
of
said it
shows.
did.
You just said
And
it
I
did.
promise you, most of my shows came from my heart with the truth. Okay, sure. When you're doing a show, you overstretch things, and a lot of times I forget because let me tell you something. I did drugs for 30 years. If you don't believe that I have damaged some brain cells and have lack of memory on some things, I do. But
Stop it, Joey.
whenever
Stop
Vote
it.
for me. Yeah.
Seriously, just making the argument against his own.
Joey, if you're listening to this,
Right.
a little less transparency would go a long way.
Yeah.
You know,
Joey,
yeah, I'm-
I was just gonna say, if I was advising you, I'd be like, I overcame a drug problem and became a success. Not you don't have to say 30 years.
Don't
You
say
have-
30 years.
Yeah,
yeah, don't say it fucked my brain up.
Yeah, right. Don't say that stuff. Just you
Because
can,
it
you can
makes
tell
the
the truth.
viewer, it makes the viewer imagine the last 30 years of their life, and then they think, "What if I was smoking meth that whole time? Maybe I shouldn't be president."
the couple things, the mistakes I made, I was accountable. Went back and apologized and said I was wrong and I lied. I never not did that. It's like the coma scam with Base Pill. I came out a year later and said, you know what? After I get to meet him and get to know him,
Do you guys
See,
know
where
this?
he should have
Yeah.
stopped was there. Where he
Right.
should have started was, I've had a history, and I've made amends, and I've done my time, and I've made amends, and I've done everything that right from there. And that should have been the entire speech. Here.
I don't even know if it's worth pointing out. It's like he said, "Yes, I'm a convicted liar, but I've only lied once." And then like 30 seconds later, he's like named all these other times that he's admitting he's lied. Like he just, sorry, there's no.
No, no.
Hope Joe. Actually, I kind of hope Joe's listening to this and taking
I
notes.
felt
Yeah,
Joe,
actually,
if you
Joe-
need a
right.
campaign manager, let me know. I'm down.
There we go. We'll help you out, Joey. I don't know if Liquid and I help all we can. If we're interviewing you, we probably shouldn't be helping too much, but we can. Ava would be more than happy.
Yeah, I've
give
run
you
I've
advice.
I've run for office before. I know how it goes. I will
That's
help
right.
you.
Oh, excellent, fantastic! Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go,
So
Joey.
bad.
You have a campaign manager.
Yeah,
Mhm.
someone with experience, with more than Bob.
sorry for calling you a liar for over a year. And I confessed to him and I gave him what he deserved. So I'm not a bad person. What really hurts me more than anything, what they say about my wife, which is really, really frustrating. And they know that pushes my buttons and they know that's going to attack me. If I make any ground with the election? Are they going to come out of the woodwork and try to disperse me with all kind of commercials? How I'm this, I'm that. You damn right I am. But I'm.
Did he just say you're damn right I am? He said they're
Yes.
going to come out with. Okay.
ready to
He's
answer
the-
anything. I can defend
Yeah, he gets.
anything I did because I've been accountable and I moved past that.
Well,
I'm
we're
a
just finding out
grandfather
about
of
it.
13 grandchildren. Half my children are college educated. I've got a couple of sons that made mistakes. What family don't have skeletons in their closet? Because if you say you don't and you say you're perfect, you're lying. I will call you out on that.
Fair enough. So that made me think of something, Joey. Just I've been open about this. I can't stand wife You broke attacks, my all that shit.
brain.
But so I want to ask you, Donald Trump has been known to get kind of vindictive and go after his enemies. As president, would you abuse your power? If you become president, would you abuse your power to go after any
Great
of your
question.
enemies?
Very good question.
No.
And I'm guilty of saying watch out if I become president. I'll admit that right now. But I know by doing that, all I'm doing is lowering my standards to be just like the scumbags that'll do that. And that's not me. I want to listen. I believe in second chances. I believe in third chances. I believe if somebody's willing to take 1 foot forward and try at least and show that they can change, because what I get is you once a criminal, that is so stupid to say something like that. Once a criminal, that's not true. Now, there are criminals that I believe should never see the outside. They deserve to be in prison for the rest of their life. I don't agree with the lack of sentences that we give on people that are child predators, I stuff like that, or rapists to women. Those laws got to go better. We got to do better than what we're doing with these people. 5 years if you're a pedophile, when you got 6,000 photos, and that's 5 years.
Don't bring up
Ever's obviously
Dabbleverse.
referencing
Yeah,
ESO.
right.
Yeah.
This is all we're gonna give. Eligible in 3. What message are you sending to those people? I'm gonna get 3 to 5 years. Let's do it again. No, that's not how you do it. You have to have steeper
Well,
laws
let's
in
be
certain
fair
areas.
here. Pedophiles don't do great in prison.
No, they usually don't last.
So 5 years is probably just enough time for somebody to murder them.
So
Good. So since you brought up that uncomfortable topic that gets talked about a lot in the Dabbleverse with ESO and everything, just out of curiosity, because it's a hot issue in the real world, if you become president, would you release the Epstein files?
yes, I would.
Yes. Okay, good. Hopefully, you'd be the
I mean-
first person to say that would actually
Well, he's the first person to say that is definitely not in the
in the Epstein.
files.
Right. Joey's our best chance. Remember that, everybody. If you want the Epstein files, vote.
He probably is in the Epstein file.
I mean, he might
this
have been
point-
like staff or something, but
At this point, I would have been surprised if he's like, "Look, I was actually I knew Ghislaine. I was like that's the only thing he didn't just concede to."
you know, he was like, he was like a steward on the plane or something. Well, no, he was way too old, and a guy.
Look, I worked for the Cubs. Every now and then, Trump and Epstein would show
Yeah,
up.
he would fly with them out to the Little St. John's or
A lot
whatever
of
it
things
is,
happen
or
at Wrigley. I'm not.
a
proud
Little
of,
St.
but
James. Yeah,
I'm moving
he'd be the
forward.
fluffer.
Oh God, friggin' do it, because these guys never do it.
Now I'm willing to do it. The red tape, I'm going to go. You got to understand that just because you're president, and yes, you're the most powerful person in the country, but let me tell you something. When you get too close,
Look, he almost understands the 3 branches of government right here. He
Mhm.
understands that the president isn't king, but then he starts to veer off. I remember I thought he was going to go there, but he ends up somewhere else.
when you get too close to exposing people that might wind up in prison for the rest of their life, and they're people that are not good people. Let's take the CIA, for example. You get under their skin.
CI.
You think he meant
Yeah.
CIA?
Yes,
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. All right.
And,
We know what
but
they're.
to his point, this is exactly sort of what I've been saying about
Yeah, it was your theory. Yeah.
why they haven't been released. Is there are very powerful people. He's saying the CIA. I'm saying there are very rich and powerful people in this world with access to the assets necessary to make people disappear or make family members have tragic accidents.
or crash the world economy. Like Jamie Dimon is in there.
Yeah, it's stuff like that. People who aren't really in the government, but kind of have a lot of leverage and control and power within it.
And Donald Trump.
And Donald Trump. Yes.
Vampire. I don't know if you seen this yet, but he does. I don't even ask him about the nuclear codes.
Yeah.
But he brings them up.
Well, I don't think he
Make a
knows
look.
about the nuclear codes. I believe he thinks that the big red
Just a
button on the
button,
desk
yeah.
is
The button.
yeah,
You don't think it's the
there's
button.
like you hit the button and the nukes fly.
Yeah, for a split second, I thought about getting into the details with him, but I was like, fuck it.
No,
People disappear. It's just like the Elvis Presley file.
And also, yeah,
I-
imagine Joey C with the files with the nuclear codes and trying to tell somebody over the phone what the codes are.
Or just him
What?
finding out that the bomb isn't in
No, I
one
said
place.
J. I said J, not A.
Gars are R. There's no R. Oh shit. At
theory,
least we're gonna get the Elvis files. We've all been asking about that.
I believe Elvis Presley well lived past that 1970 August 16th date, and for various reasons. And I believe a lot of cover-ups were there. And I think the American people should know about that. I said 10 years ago that the JFK files will come out and it will expose what really happened. Okay, we all know what happened. And how many lies have they told since 1963 on the cover-ups of the JFK stuff? So there's a lot of people that when these things happen to protect certain people that do things that if you were to come back to life, you're going to put a lot of people in jeopardy. So what's going to happen? You're probably going to be the one that's going to be missing then the rest of your life. And that's what you got to fight. So just because I'm president, I will listen. I'm not afraid to do anything.
Would be like a zombie.
So he's not afraid to do anything. Oh wait, all right, I'll let him finish. I think he says he's willing to die for the Epstein files or something like that.
It's my turn to expire in this world because I'm fighting for something I believe in. So be it. I'm willing to do that. My son just called me the other day and said, I'm worried about you're such a vocal one and a guy that wants to be honest to the truth that what if you dig up something that you shouldn't be touching and they decide to say it's just easier to take you out. Then so be it, they take me out.
Good.
That was my answer to my son.
Well, I appreciate that, Joey. I cannot stand the government corruption, which we will get to later in the interview. But
can I say something on that real quick?
Sure. Yes.
Now,
well,
one of my favorite things to do.
I think I'm starting to speak Joey C. or understand Joey C. So for Big Kahuna, I think what he's talking about is he's not afraid of being taken out for exposing corruption and truth in the government. And that's really all he had to say.
Do you think he had that conversation with us? Like, no being a dick, not talking about Joey, but if I ran for president, I don't think my kid would be like, hey, Dad, when you're president, be careful. He'd be like, Dad, you have no chance. You know what I mean? So
your kid would not be like that.
Yeah. But who knows?
I have no idea. As I said, I'm not a Joey C. scholar. Maybe he did, maybe he didn't. He could have. I don't know. He seems like the kind of person that probably would.
Could be. I
do
like
want a conversation.
Go ahead.
I don't know if you heard this yet. Like, I'd never actually watched a video of him until this.
What a debut.
Oh my gosh, it's amazing.
Yeah, there is a treasure trove of good Joey.
Yeah, I love this guy. This guy's great.
Yeah.
Oh, Joey's fantastic. I love him to death. I've been following him forever. I think he's a well-meaning guy who has bouts of bad impulses.
I think he really thinks that he will succeed at this. I do think that he thinks there'll be TV commercials about him, that he's going to be in this like thing. I really.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I think he's taking it. I told somebody the other day, somebody I know in real life, it's when they're asking about him. And I said, I don't think he's running a serious campaign, but I think he thinks he's running a serious campaign.
Yes. Which is amazing.
Yes.
Yeah. The one thing I do got to get, like, I feel bad saying, my kid, but you have no shot. It's like, I think he knows he has almost no shot, but you also can't think that way. You have to, like, if you're really going to do it, you got to, like, try.
And as I said, I am all for him going the whole distance with this.
I will help
as far as he possibly can.
I will help him run his campaign if he wants. I do think that there's probably large portions of the day that maybe for one reason or another where he's able to believe that he will be president and something changes or wears off and then he doesn't, and then he knows he's not going to later on in the day. So I think it fluctuates.
And people just say I do it because I want to be a doxer. No, let me tell you something. It's an old school street trick. Know your enemies. Know how they think. Become your enemy and think like your enemy. That's how you beat your enemies. Okay, so you must be prepared to go as ruthless as they are. So I've got a whole file that I did research on every corrupt senator, every corrupt congressman, what they were.
I can save you the trouble, Joey. There's 100 corrupt senators, and there's how many congressmen? 400, whatever. They're almost all corrupt, dude. Almost every one of them. So
yeah, and I like he even pulled out the list, and I was like, I was going to ask, did he get that list for? Well, I think I did ask if that list was from ChatGPT or Uncle Bob. And remember, he pulled it out when I was.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And he pulled out the list and he showed all the lists. And I'm just like, well, and you're right. And it's not even just them. It's their aides, their staff, their the guy who gets the coffee will step over a body to not be the guy to get the coffee.
I just love that he's tackled the Oppo research already, but not like what politics is. He said, I don't know what politics is, but he's got his Oppo research down already.
So I'm going to play again in a second, but Kahuna and Cupcake, I know you guys both know Joey like very well. Do you think this is like a doxing or being president is like a revenge fantasy for Joey? Like he can go after his enemies if he's fucking president, like he can really go after them. Like I actually wonder if that plays a part in this whole thing. I almost think he gives that away. That's what I think, but I was just wondering what you guys think.
Prison, and let me tell you something. I call it the Rotten Apple Act. I got the Rotten Apples all listed who are still in that we need to watch, the ones that we can trust, and the maybe so ones. I've got a whole this much that I've done. I'm not going to get into it all, but we could touch on it. That's the core. That's how we're going to fix it. And you know what? Here's something that may sound non-presidential.
Oh,
now we're getting non-presidential.
Well, it's about time that he's just going to open up and just be him.
Let it all out.
Speak from the heart, finally. Rather than this rhetoric that we're all been used to.
But I'm a firm believer, because I was raised to fight my whole life, and sometimes you got to do things that are unethical. You understand? And to win certain things. So, and I'm not saying there's ways of probably doing it without breaking the law, but you have to think like this in your mind, because if you're gonna think like a criminal and a thief and a crook and that's a politician, you got to actually become them. Any good undercover agent, Joe Pistone, for example, will say, "I had to become the mob to catch the mob." You understand?
Do you guys know Joe Pistone? He was Donnie Brasco, the real life Donnie Brasco. Yeah,
okay.
That was his real name. The guy that
movie
pretended to be Donnie Brasco. Yeah,
that was a true fact. So what I'm saying is, what are you willing to do to catch them? So are they squeaky clean? Probably not. Find the dirt. All I can say is find the real dirt on them and use that to get them to retire, get them to resign. And that's how it should be done. In as legal as possible as you can. Because that's the way you're going to.
I forgot about this part.
There's so many things in that just nugget right there. They're so wrong.
He wants to blackmail senators and congressmen into retiring.
As legal as he can.
As legally as he can. Legal blackmail.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this is kind of speaks to, maybe I had this in the back of my head, but this speaks to something I said when, I was talking to him, where I said, yeah, that's called leverage. And that's what every politician is trying to get over every other politician.
Oh yeah, this shit definitely takes place. I'm just saying, it's just fascinating. Like that's where he went right off the bat.
Also, you ain't gonna win that one.
No. Yeah.
No. Well, I mean, at this point, it'd be really hard to blackmail him. To take the truth.
Yeah, everything's got to be out there. Yeah.
It's like, yeah, we already know that.
But that's just fact.
All right. So I just have to ask, because you brought that up, and I've seen stuff in the chat. So you want to dig up dirt on the corrupt politicians to get them to much as you can. Okay. Would you, just to clarify, because I guess according to the chat, you threatened the doc, you would not dig up dirt on civilians, correct? That I just want to make, because you said something about that earlier, but I just want to.
I'm guilty of saying that in shows because I let them bait me. Here's the one thing I sat down the last couple of days, and my wife even sat down with me, and a couple of good friends said, listen, this is serious. We see you're taking this serious. You got to change your format now with the show. And Lou, God bless my old partner, he's right. If you're going to do this, you need to stop the Dabbleverse stuff or turn off your super chats and do your baseball show and what makes you happy just to keep you occupied. But you got to separate the two. You can't let them bait you. You can't let them get you to bring out the animal in you where it will affect.
Good point, Ridden.
Everybody's going to be watching. No matter what you think people are not watching, they are. You know what I'm saying? So
the drink.
I got this organization now that help candidates, independent candidates, not with funding, but they guide you how to try to win. They do things like give you the signs for the people's yards.
I just remember, like,
he's lying. That's ChatGPT.
I forgot how much he talked. Like I thought I still didn't get to the question I wanted to ask him, like, first, or the first real question. Like I don't know, because I think he keeps talking about corruption and threatening people, so I keep like ad-libbing with the fucking questions, but I was trying to get to his core policy. It's got to be around here somewhere.
They make all those up for you for free. And he just going to win. And he feels that one of the states is 10,000 and one of them is 39, and I don't write well. So here's all my stupid paragraphs that I'm giving you. Could you decipher that so I could make it make sense on paper? And yes, American Cupcake's right. I got to learn how to speak. I have no education. High school, that's it.
Cupcake, you got a shout out. You hear that? You were right. You were right. He has to learn how to speak and get an education.
Really made it through. But I know about being poor. I know about working hard my whole life. And I've worked since I was 13 years old. People tell me, get a job. I've worked more jobs than the American people and since I was 13 years old. And when it comes to the point to reveal year by year my tax, I've been filing taxes since I was a teenager when I first got my check. And that's verified with the IRS. You understand? I've never cheated my taxes. I've never been involved with tax fraud. Yes, my wife made a very serious mistake that caused us FEMA fraud. And if you think FEMA's perfect,
but not tax fraud,
they're not.
It's amazing.
Very late in this, I asked one of our young old vibes is someone that watches a lot of. She watches this channel and she watches Eccles, so. She had asked me to ask him a question. She lived down in Texas about what's his stance or policy, or when it comes to natural disasters and helping people. And obviously that's FEMA related. But he was convinced I was asking a FEMA question. I'm like, no, Joey, not FEMA in particular. I'm just saying, how would you handle? And he just went right into the whole FEMA thing again. Like I was like, all right, he loves talking about FEMA.
Because the reason they went after people like me and another 100,000 people like me is because they got caught stealing, the FEMA people and the higher ups. And that's the corruption. To cover that, they decided to launch an investigation on everybody that filed this. And 80% of the people went to prison just to cover up the gun. So if you think government works, think again.
All right, let's get into what I like best. Policy. That's how I usually choose my candidate. So let's get into Joey C's policies and see where he stands on certain issues.
Can I ask you what?
Yeah.
Is this one of those things that's too involved where you don't want to explain it to me right now? Where I didn't do my homework. What is the FEMA thing that he did? Like, is that just too much, or is that an easy answer for you?
No,
guys?
I don't. People in the chat may know better than me. I know. Yeah, he did get some kind of check, or his wife. I don't know if there was some kind of disaster and they acted like they had damage they didn't have or whatever.
Okay.
I can almost guarantee you that Cupcake and Kahuna know.
Okay.
But yeah, I've
heard him like his. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say I've heard him mention it so many times, but I've never heard the detailed story. I just know that
there's some kind of FEMA fraud.
Yeah.
From what I understand, it's like his wife applied for some FEMA stuff or whatever. and he knowingly like even spent the money, but he's sort of like, I guess you could say, took the
I'll
fall
start
for
off
it.
with an easy one for Sorry, you, Joey,
guys,
because you told me this was your core policy, your core package. So tell us about the American. Sorry.
Was
But I
that
guess it's something
was
like
that
he lied. I guess he lied to protect his wife, or
Yeah,
something
is
like
that the
that.
one? Yeah.
And
was
that's
that
how he
litigated?
got it,
Like,
or whatever.
did
Yeah,
he get like enforcement actions for that, or is that just he
yeah.
got
I believe Christina. I think didn't he say that she got like
18
Yeah.
grand?
Yeah.
a couple years in prison or something?
Damn. Okay.
Yeah.
He's the best. I love this guy.
It's amazing. Like
He's the best.
he and I were supposed to do a show on a like last year. We were supposed to do a show on like substance abuse and addiction, and it's like I don't even know if I want to do it because I mean I get some good stories, but Joey's stories blow mine the fuck out of the water. Like
He makes me
Jesus
feel like
Christ.
such a square.
Yeah,
Like
I know.
Yeah, it's like when you get court ordered to go to like AA or ANA or whatever, just because you got caught with a little bit of weed or something on you, you go there and you listen to some of the stories and you go like, why am I here?
yeah.
Right, even me, it's like I had a friend. It's like, yeah, I overdosed once. I bet Joey overdosed. I don't know how many times. You know what I mean, or whatever. So it's like,
It would have been so great on that like Scared Straight show. Yeah. It was like, you think you're tough? And then he starts listing all the shit he did.
Beam a fraud. So, I'll start off with an easy one for you, Joey, because you told me this was your core policy, your core package. So tell us about the American Restoration Act.
All right, would you just give me a second till I get to my page, please? All right, so we're talking about this is the newest one that I talked. Now I sat here this night and I just started.
All right, I gotta let a little out of the box here. Remember, I told you he at the last minute or like an hour to go, whatever it was, 2 hours ago, he kind of wanted the topics in order.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, Joey, I don't even know. I don't even have the, I haven't even written down any questions. And then I started to write some down after, but I think he even said, I'm guessing the first thing you're going to ask me is, why am I running for president? Blah, blah, blah. So I was like, yeah, all right. That's a good first question. Sure. So I was like, that'll be the first question. And then the first policy thing I'm going to ask you is about this thing you messaged me, your core, that you called your core policy. So this should have been on top. I didn't give him an order, but I literally told him this will be the first policy question I ask you, probably because I just wanted to get it out of the way because it's nothing I know about. So it's just let him talk about this policy.
You don't have to explain yourself for this.
Him and Bob. Well, what I'm getting is like, even though I told him that was like a little bit of cheating I did, and he still didn't have it on top.
You still had to look for it.
Asking, well, which everybody knows I call him Uncle Bob, and people think I'm nuts. He's not a real person. Well, maybe not to you, but he treats me like a human being. He gives me the answers I seek. I tell him don't sugarcoat it. I don't want the brush. I want the honest God's truth. And that's what I do. Fair. And like I said, he's just a tool that I use that is just wonderful since I've learned to use it. All right, which one are we doing, Nick?
The one you told me about, the American Restoration Act?
Yeah, American Restoration. That's it. It's in here. It's in this book too. The American Restoration Act. Okay, here we go. All right. So you want to know about the American Restoration Act?
All right. So I know he got shit for the notes. I actually don't think if he came up with policies, obviously with Bob's help, right? If he came up with his own policies, I actually think it's fine if he has those in binders. It's like answer the questions. I'm not, it's a little weird trying to guess what questions I may ask him.
That's different. It's him looking for it and then Stalin might be like, oh, the American Restoration.
Yeah. Like when I asked him if there's any policies he wanted me to include, this was the first thing he told me about. I think he even gave a little information on it. So I figured this would be the first policy question I'll ask him because he told me this is his core policy. Let him tell everybody about it, and then it turned out to be a struggle.
So the American Restoration Act is by master plan. Think of it like a version of FDR's New Deal, but for the modern digital age. Okay, the American Restoration Act is by plan to restore fairness, opportunity in America, to protect free speech, help small businesses support online workers, and crack down on government corruption. It is the full reset button this country needs. I mean, I could get more detail with it. I have it here. Let me just pull it up. The American Restoration Act. My stance is a legislative reset button, a bold, sweeping bundle that protects creators, restoring economy dignity, kills corruption, and puts the country back in working class hands. It's not a tweak; it's a reset.
This is the problem with the stream, right? It's like when you
it's the best part.
When you said what's the best part? It's like the whole thing.
Right.
It's like we started this with, oh, I got this timestamp that I want to go to, and so far we just going straight through it.
You know what's funny? Yeah, when I went back,
I don't think we have the 5 hours or 6 hours it's going to take for us to get.
No. I'm
No.
just sticking around till it's time, until we leave. Yeah. What's funny is I just wanted to do this question and I was gonna move. I remember he gets like what in my mind, but I guess I'm wrong. Is that he starts getting on a roll like in the 40-something minute mark. That's when that's when I asked the climate change question, and which then we get into pro-life, pro-choice. He didn't know what that was. There was some other stuff. It started going one after the other, but so I forgot about all this stuff. And
No,
it's actually, yeah.
That's what I realized last night when I was like, this is a masterpiece, was like, oh, like once you're like locked into what this ended up being, every like second is like, it's just hard to not dissect every single thing he said. So like, I feel like you could
drop
do this
the needle.
You could do this for a year, just like going through this one. Like,
Yeah, you could this is definitely one of those where you could just drop the needle and it'll be fantastic.
Right.
yeah, I'm like trying to just shut up, like not say what's in my head during so much of this because we would just never.
Yeah, I figure we'll just watch a little more, end the stream, and we could even like pick up where we left off, like whatever, a couple days.
Oh, you should. You should. It's worth doing that with this.
Or yeah. Now that we've done this one, we might be able to get some other people on, for the part 2 at some point this week.
It'll be part 20 probably. just him looking for the papers. It's like worth just laughing for 10 minutes.
Oh, I love Joey. You're the man, Joe. You're the man.
I love him.
About putting Americans back in the hands of the workers and creators who built it. So basically, is the people that are doing this, we give it back to them. Not make these policies that are unreachable, not make policies that are not going to work. That's how I feel. That's in a quick summary. That's my answer. I have a full act that I will indulge.
Quick summary.
And Nick, feel free that I will send it to you if you like.
Sure.
I know that's it. I will send you the full thing that I have.
Joey, I'm still waiting for this act, so please send it to me so I can get my hands on it.
But like I said, I'm going to give you the short version of what I can because we only have about an hour and 15 minutes. I told Nick
Oh, this thing too, right? Okay, this hour and let me just let him say what he's
he
going to say.
wanted at least an hour or an hour and a half. I told him he could have 1 hour and 15 minutes. I'll keep.
He said no such thing, by the way. At one point I'm like, Joey, how long do you want to do this? I'm like, I'm hoping for at least an hour for the interview. Obviously I prefer an hour and a half or more or whatever, but I'm like, if you can give me at least an hour. And he was like, no time limit. We'll just go. Like I guarantee you an hour, at least an hour. But if things are going great and we'll just keep going. And I have no idea where this hour and 15 minutes came from. Like he never said anything like that to me.
I know none of us are doctors, but in other context, does he have like shifts in behavioral moods that go into paranoia or things like that, or is this how he always is? Is this like kind of a good representation of just him?
This is
are there other modes? Are there other modes?
Oh, he has a very angry mode. Yeah, he's like this most of the time. Then the trolls start getting to him, and then he starts screaming at him. So yeah.
Well, I can't judge it. I can't judge that.
No, we got calm Joey because we didn't attack him, and I didn't put up any of the troll message comments or anything. But yeah, no, there's some. We'll find you some Joey stuff. There's some classic Joey spazzing on people. Yeah.
Keep to that. And Nick, we will have a second interview. So just so you know.
All right. Thank you, Joey. So anything we don't get to tonight, we can get to later.
Right.
All right. So I wanted to kind of ask you about like censorship, and we'll start off. I want to ask you about government censorship and censorship like online or whatever, do you think we'll start off with the online stuff. Do you think that how do I want to put this?
Are you talking about?
Like X and Facebook and Twitter, like do you think like there's too much censorship going on there, or do you think that's not a problem?
Okay, so you're basically thinking that, do I feel that these organizations are censoring too much of the American people so they can have a voice? Is that what you're asking?
Whatever you think, Joey. I'm just asking in general about if you think they because there was sometimes they would censor certain things to protect like presidential candidates. Sometimes they would censor certain words, like you couldn't even really talk about COVID and stuff like that.
Right. Okay, I know what you're talking about. Okay, hang on now. What I have is,
so this is the stuff. If you're watching, Joey, love you, pal. But I totally get for policy if you want a folder. I'm asking you if you think censorship's a problem. Like, I don't know what he's looking for. You know what
Dude,
I mean?
you lobbed him a softball to it's like COVID. Like he should have something
Yeah,
right away for that
right.
one.
Right. I was even when I said politically, I was even thinking of what's his face's laptop, Hunter Biden's laptop. Like some of that got sent, Russian stuff got sent, you know, COVID, all that stuff. But yeah.
Damn, I was muted. But as as somebody who has lost many channels because of YouTube taking them down, you'd think Joey would be very against censorship since he's been a huge victim of it on YouTube.
But he's like one of these guys that like when you like even that policy prescription list he made, you can never actually guess based on like his own experience. Like that weird thing about online or rights for online workers or like I don't know. I would have never felt like I could have predicted what he would say there, like because he's just all over the place.
Yeah. I think and trust me, I wanted to ask more about government censorship, but I know he's all into the online stuff, so I was like, I'll ask both, and I don't know. I figured he'd have something, but
what'd be interesting that you could do with him is like how like during the presidential debates they get to a thing where it's like this town hall is just they're only asking about foreign policy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But they do. I wonder if like just to have him he has to stay in one area, like how he would handle that.
I think that's going to be kind of our plan for going forward with Joey. Have just a couple of narrowly defined subjects and give him some time to research those subjects so that he can become comfortable talking about them. And that will also have the knock-on effect of actually get him some political knowledge.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, you're a study buddies.
Yeah, exactly. We're going to give him an assignment.
Yeah.
Protection and Financial Integrated Act 6. The act separates entertainment income from campaign fundraising. I'm running for president, and I also run a podcast. This shouldn't be illegal, but right now, bad actors can weaponize campaigns, finance laws, and falsely accuse creators of false just because they got a tip during a live stream. Let's say, for example, the Act's legal distinguishes between political donations and creator support. It protects streamers from bogus claims of financial misconduct and assures creators can earn without being falsely labeled criminals. This protects me and every podcaster, YouTuber, or digital hustle out there.
Now, remind you, I asked about Facebook and X, like Twitter censorship.
He just will not stop telling on himself.
Yeah.
He's just
and the reading.
advocate.
He's got to stop with the reading.
Yeah,
he's obviously not good at it. Joey,
and when he reads, he's
stop with the reading.
And when he reads, it's not like it's any less damning about himself. Like it's not like any better for him.
Yeah, true.
What's funny, Cupcake, is sometimes I don't know if he always knows what he's saying. On this one, I actually think he does for the most part, because seems like it's very personal to him about streaming and being attacked and whatever. But yeah, I
think he typed into ChatGPT like, "Hey, like this thing that I care about, whatever," and then never read the answer until just now. But I think
that could be it too.
Well, I did ask him about that in the last hour.
You did
about that sort of thing, and like what kind of prompts and stuff that he does. And from what I gathered is he types in what he wants to say, and ChatGPT cleans it up.
Yep.
Sort of thing. So yeah, I would say yes and no. I imagine he's probably read it.
Really? Okay.
He told me he was
At least
studying
once
all
or
week.
twice, yeah.
But, yeah, I don't know if he was or not, but that's what he told me.
From what I understand, he does read these things before. He does go over it, read it, refine it, check it out, make changes with whatever ChatGPT pumps it out. I think it's just he doesn't read well. He doesn't read aloud well.
Yeah, he said
So it seems like he's never read it before.
He said during this, and I think he even said it on his when he interviewed Adam Bush, that he has reading comprehension issues. Like he'll read something and forget the whole thing like 5 minutes later. So if that's true, that sucks. And it also made me wonder why he was studying all week if he wasn't going to be able to remember it. Just try and read it before, I don't know, but
Yeah.
it's
Go
yeah.
off the. He should just go off the cuff if he wants to.
It was so much better that way. Yeah, even like he's so invested in
it's still good. It's still
no
good.
right. But also he gets too much into it. Like he's not even answering the question I asked. It's just I asked something that had to do with online, so he found something he must have asked Uncle Bob about online stuff. So that's what he's giving me for
if
an
you
answer.
get a tip, well, take it. Let's say like you got a tip right now that came in for talking politics. You should need a lawyer or stand. Should you need a lawyer or stand by? This is about drawing a line between a creator and a candidate and keeping it clear. That's one view. I got a whole thing on that I'm glad you asked about that. I'm just gonna find it here. All right, so I also think as far as the streaming laws on both ends, we have to get serious about the trolling. And you know damn well the trolling's got way out of hand with some of these people. They go into areas they should not be allowed to touch on. And it's destroying freedom of speech because they think, here's what they think. And especially, and I'm not knocking any other country, people that are not from America, okay, which their opinion for any American campaign, for any American law is nothing. They can't even call to make it a complaint to the government departments on us. You understand? But they're the ones that think because they're untouchable. And I'm not singling out anybody. I'm not. Because I might do a show and I'm pretty bold and vocal and I've got a lot of arguments and I've cussed a lot of people and I've threatened a lot of people. I've made my share of mistakes. I'm a human being. But when you touch on areas of things you shouldn't, I think we most definitely should have laws on that. Just give me a minute here, Nick, because I want to answer that because I have it here. I got a lot of folders here. I was just actually putting this one more together within the last 2 days. So just hang on.
All right. While you're looking, Joe, I have another question too you can think about. It has to do with government.
You just like stopped in the middle of what he was saying.
I didn't know if you were first.
Yeah. Stop in the middle of a sentence to look for what he wanted to say.
Just take 5 folders and then write what it's in them and put them in a row. So when you're in an interview, just look down and you're like, that's the one. You don't want to be like looking
or a binder with tabs on it.
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah, if he had tabs, so he could just turn right to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Something.
Or as
like
I
that,
said before, you can actually look at your history in Grok. You can. I'm not really use ChatGPT, but I'm sure it's not much different. You can look at your history and see what you've asked and what the topics are, and you can literally search that history. So you can literally go, oh wait, go over to the ChatGPT window, tippity tap.
Yeah, there's a way to organize.
Read it, yeah.
They call it projects. You just organize folders, and then you can have subcategories in it. So I have to just look, and it's like taxes, and then it's just like boom, and then it's just what you would look for.
Hey, listen, he put them into folders. Okay, he got that far.
He did.
Cupcake. He was talking about one of 3 people, but all 3 are from the UK. So, well, it doesn't matter. Whoever he was signaling out with this foreign. Once again, I asked about Facebook and Twitter censorship, and I don't know what he was even talking about there. People from the UK, absolutely saying shit to us. Buddhists. Let me just.
I believe in the first. First Amendment, if that's what you're asking.
Let me
I
just give
strongly
you
believe in it.
an example. Like a lot of people say that, like even presidents say that, and then their actions say something different. So, for
Correct.
instance, our current president thinks there should anyone that burns an American flag should spend 1 year in prison. Our Supreme Court has already ruled that doing that would be against the First Amendment. Now, I understand why people would be upset with
See, I
someone
loved his
burning an
answer for
American
that.
flag, but the First Amendment is. Did you really?
Yeah, because I had no idea what he's getting at. It was a very Joey answer, and that's why I liked it.
Oh, okay, all right.
No,
Well, the fact is-
you should never do any time, prison, jail, fine, or anything for burning the American flag. As far as I'm concerned, that's a free speech issue, regardless of why you're doing it. But
Yeah.
I just love his answer. It's fantastic.
Yeah, it's very. Not even like I didn't understand it, but as you and Ava know, you can't prove intent. So with
Yeah.
stuff like that, so there's nothing you can do.
I don't remember anything he had as an answer to anything that you've asked him in this third time I've watched it. I still
All
don't
right, well,
remember.
We
anything he
won't
said.
ruin it for you. You can hear this gem of an answer.
I mean,
right
even
here.
like a minute ago, I don't know. I
Oh.
don't remember what. But yeah,
He
and I
said-
never will. But I
That's what
love
I'd
it.
say. That legitimately, when the first thing we asked is, "What was your favorite part?" And I was like, "I don't know." And once again, same thing. I don't remember a lot of it, and this will be like, the third time I've been through it, between being actually watching it, being a part of it, watching what they did on BYB, and then now it's like, as
Yeah.
we're going through it, I'm like, "Oh yeah, I remember this part."
I'm catching other shit because I think because my personal favorite moments were just because they were the ones that caught me off guard. And now looking back, I can see other shit that was good too.
It's
just,
it's a masterpiece. It's just the whole thing, everything. Yeah, everything.
And and also like what a lot of people don't know is, especially people who don't do shows, is you really don't remember anything you said or what said what on any show that you've done.
yeah, it's tough. Things
Like
you
I
like, and things you
typically don't really remember stuff that I've said or done on a show.
don't
I
like.
do because I constantly put myself in situations where I have to litigate it. But yeah, sure.
Oh yeah, I heard you going against Crumbum on Friday.
I don't want to fight with people, and then I don't.
Yeah, I know. That's obviously what Quad likes. I actually, I didn't know Crumbum felt that way. I'm a little disappointed. He actually got the link to this because I actually get along with him. I had no idea he was doing that shit. So I was
He's
a little-
like just says like deep dark things about me in these chats. Like he was doing it
Yeah,
during
he's pretty
Yeah.
much being a douche in BYB.
it's unfortunate.
He's
just
been
on that
doing it. He's been doing it like before. Yeah.
before all that.
Yeah, it's
Kill
hard
him, would
to when you see someone after that. It's hard to control.
I'm
It's
sure.
Yeah.
You
All right. Okay, I get what you're saying. So, do I think that a person that burns an American flag in public, in a public demonstration, should he be automatically? Is it automatically they
yeah,
get it 1 year?
Trump has automatic 1 year in prison.
Okay.
Well, he does. Sorry, Joey. That's what he wants. He doesn't have it, but yeah.
All right. I don't agree with that.
Okay.
I agree that 100% they're going against the First Amendment. There's got to be the First Amendment protects you on both ends to a point. Now, is he out there desiccating the flag and just being
Yes, he's removing the
okay.
moisture from the flag with fire.
cocky and saying, you can't do nothing to me, and just continuously disrupted by doing that? Listen, if you're doing it because you're fighting for a cause you strongly believe in and you're protected in the First Amendment, no, I should not believe you should go to prison for that. And I believe you should be protected. But if you are desecrating the flag with other intentions to really hurt this country, then I believe you should be fully
And how does
put in prison.
How's he going to
for
litigate
your
that?
actions.
Yeah, that's
well,
what
how does damaging a flag at all hurt the country?
Right. And he also says if you're doing it because you believe in a cause, it's okay. What if your cause is you hate this country? Like,
He was-
yeah.
He was almost in the clear with that when he almost
Yeah.
just nailed that answer, and he just had to fuck it up at the end.
Yeah. I think this is like the first time I push back on him because I'm trying to explain to him that you can't, whatever I say. We'll see what I say, but it's yeah. I'm trying to explain what you guys just said. You can't decide that.
Yeah.
I mean, does that answer your question?
Yeah. Can you just give me an example? Like what would be a reason to send them for prison for burning the flag?
Well, like I said, if they're abusing it, if their intentions are not there for the demonstration, if they're burning that flag because they want to make a point for the demonstration, therefore, and it's for that demonstration, and they can establish that, then yes, they should not be put in prison. But if they're there and something is found out about this guy, or a last minute thing that comes in this person, that he's really here to hurt America, this is just his way of building more people to like him, to build an army, then yes, he should be in prison. Because you know as well as I, a lot of things slip through the cracks. A lot of people could get through the bombers that have came here that we funded. I mean, let's not even get that today. How many organizations we funded, trained them, gave them the weapons that we trained them here in America? And what do? They turned it on us and went against us. So it's a fine line. If he's there doing it for the reason of what he believes in that demonstration, and it's there for that purpose, no, he should not be in prison. But if it comes out that he's doing it to be anything to desecrate this country, yes, then I think he should be prosecuted letter of the law.
He just walked himself.
Yeah.
He just walked himself out of his original answer. Like by the end of it, he's arguing for it.
What's funny is I think I know what he meant now, and I still don't agree, but I think he's saying if you're just protesting for whatever and you burn it, that's fine. But if you're trying to start the next ISIS or whatever, then he thinks you should be in jail. But it's like you can't prove any of that. So what are you gonna,
What? But then it's like, who's arbitrating the flag aspect of it? What they would be arbitrating the terrorism aspect of it.
Yeah, right, exactly. There's if you want to get someone on terrorism laws, sure.
Joe. I think it's in. We'll drop it.
Oh, what did I do? Sorry.
Anything to desecrate this country, yes, then I think he should be prosecuted letter of the law.
All right, we have our first disagreement, Joey. I think it's and we'll drop it after this.
That's
but
fine.
I think
No, we're gonna have
we're gonna have disagreements. I think someone's intent, the government can make up intent, and the First Amendment protects you, and whatever the reason is. So I'm not saying anyone has to like it, but you should be allowed to do it. So we will move on.
But you just said it. You said government will go and use and find a loophole in the First Amendment that'll still be in their favor. I don't agree with that either. No, let's not get me wrong. Just because you found a loophole, of course the government's going to try to win. That's what they do. They're going to win. 96.4% conviction rate they have in the federal government to put you in prison. You have a 4%. Actually, you have 3.
That is true because they only prosecute when they
gonna win.
Yeah, when they know they're gonna win.
Walking out of that court with a not guilty, or walking away with straight probation. So the government, the FBI, or any federal office does not bring you on indictments unless they got a solid type case. Now,
exactly,
people have been lucky. Now, it's funny because my First Amendment Firewall Act, you will guarantee free speech protection in the digital age. No more getting banned, shadow banned, or silenced by big techs without due process. A president's executed order and propus legislated to classify major platforms as digital public squares requires an appeal process before any censorship, make political discrimination online illegal, and then you built your following.
I'm pretty sure it is.
They don't get.
Yeah. Oh man! All right.
You got to give to him for like taking the most objectively simple question about burning an American flag and somehow making it tedious. Like where did we end up here with this answer?
Yeah. Multiple times during this thing, I'm realizing it now. I would ask him a question, and then he would kind of ask for more detail. So I would give an example. Like I just gave the American flag thing as an example, but then he took that as the literal question I was asking. And I think that happened a few more times where he wouldn't know what I was talking about, so I'd give an example. I think it happened with Garza. I almost said Gaza and
Garza.
So I just did. I think the I want to stop it pretty soon. We'll and pick up where we left off. But I think the climate change question is in the fort coming up real soon. So I figure we'll watch it until he answers that one, then we'll stop it right before the next question. If you guys are good with that, is that good?
About how much longer do we have?
It's somewhere. We're at 44 minutes and 19 seconds. I remember it's in the 40s, so it's going to be in the next 5 minutes.
All right, cool.
Point, so yeah.
Yeah, I'm running out of juice here.
Yeah, me too. That's why I brought it. I figured it'd be.
Well, no, I'm running out of battery.
Oh, battery. Okay, I'm tired.
Your voice. You understand?
Well, that too.
They don't. That's the whole thing. They don't get to not hear your voice. They don't get to do that. Okay.
Okay.
We can go even further. No, that's another subject here. So that's another thing I got in the First Amendment, and I'm still looking for. Nick, can you remind me what we were looking for? I'm sorry, I got.
No, it was just about. You pretty much Oops, answered it, Joe. We could cover it again later. It was pretty much just about censorship on social media platforms. So
now let me ask you a question, Nick.
Sure.
Before, on the Dabbleverse side, the YouTube side, do you feel that the Dabbleverse gets more special treatments with under satire than normal shows on YouTube? Do you feel that they have more leniency, and do you agree with that?
To be honest, I don't.
Here's the thing that Joey doesn't understand: the Dabbleverse is tiny.
Yeah.
It's very much inconsequential. It's not that we get any kind of special treatment for satire. It's just that no show gets enough viewers to even move the needle on anything.
He should understand that. It's
it's like one of my favorite streamers is Mr. Medicare. He streams 2-3 times a year, makes $10,000 a stream, has 20,000 people watching.
That's big time. Yeah.
So everybody's fighting over these 1,500 people that watch these shows.
Exactly.
And it's like, I know streamers that go on and they have 20, 30, 40,000 people watching or more.
And if you're gonna run for president of the United States, you should understand the scale of the Dabbleverse and how there's not
Anyway.
I don't know, Joey. I watch I watch a lot of political satire, and they actually do get away with a lot of stuff on that. So I can't really speak towards other kinds because that's mostly all I watch is Dabbleverse and political. Just to be fair, I meant satire. Obviously, I watch a lot of other stuff like true crime and sports and all that. I just meant the satire part. But,
what would you like to see the change in that aspect, Nick? What you personally, just asking what you personally would think?
I mean, I don't know. Honestly, by law, I don't know what much you can do. I just think the big difference is like when I watch political satire, it's public figures they're going after. When sometimes in the Dabbleverse, they go after, and I don't even care when they go after somebody wants to go after me, say I suck. That's fine. It's like, but when you start going after people have nothing to do with it. You know what I mean? Family, kids, stuff like that. That's what I hate.
Do you feel that what Patrick Melton did when I first came on the streaming, how he desecrated my child that passed away by putting up a picture of her on a wall and selling squares for $3,000 a block?
Yeah, this is where he gets into the
Dabbleverse. Line his pockets with that while he desecrated my daughter and lied to the people and said that we begged for an urn. When I got proof and I got emails showing that was not true. We never begged him for anything. He made the suggestion, and all we answered back was, if that's what you really want to do, we'll accept. And he went on, and he made a big profit off of that by desecrating someone that is not here to defend herself.
Did he do that?
Yeah, this is gonna be. Actually, Liquid and we talked about this. I think afterwards. I've heard of the story. I don't know this. I wasn't watching. I don't watch Melton, and I wasn't really watching. Yeah. Okay. But yeah, I assume it's true. I've heard it's true.
He's slipping right now though, like with this stuff. Now he's he's going to the Dabbleverse.
Yeah, I think that's terrible, Joey. I'm gonna try and do us a favor, and we'll try and get back onto the politics, as now we're starting to delve into the Dabbleverse, and then once we get in there, we're stuck in there. So we will move on. I will try and ask you. We'll try and get some quicker questions in here. Some of the hot topics in the country right now. Just wondering what I don't know how I want to put this. What is your opinion on, say, the war in Gaza? Are you for still funding Israel, or are you for what would be your Joey C's plan to try and end this war?
Here, listen, I don't like war. I think war could be a lot of money, a lot of waste of people getting.
Stay tuned for episode 2 or 3 or whatever when we get to nuclear war. See how against war Joey is.
Dude, bouncing back off of that Melton into Gaza is just perfect.
Thank you.
Killed, I'm assuming you mean Gaza in terms of either a person in the news or reference points, maybe someone like a rival commentary or policy tied into, or do you mean? Okay, that's what I want to see. I got a whole thing here. I specifically made sure I had a whole thing on Gaza. That's why I was asking you what order we were going to go in, because I have it, but I'll have to struggle like this. But
yeah, you asked me, but nope.
This is my first interview. People are just going to have to like it because I'm going to give the answers. I'm not going to avoid nothing. So you just bear with me, and I'll get to this. So I just had a whole
Amazing.
page here with God. I had a whole section here. So if people don't think I didn't spend my hard-earned last 3 days putting everything together properly, so and there's a lot of knowledge, and I've been reading, and my problem is it takes me a long time to put something in memory, and that's my problem. So
Yeah, there's people like
I got it
Bill
here.
Clinton that spent 30 years preparing to run for the presidency.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was gonna say. Like he's put in a pretty good last 3 days.
3 days. It's also like
getting ready for the presidency.
It's also like don't get so he's more concerned being defensive about who's going to attack him for looking for the paper. It's like just find the fucking paper.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I mean, by this point, especially by this, well, I guess it's only been 40 minutes in. So later on, he was a little more chill about having to look for things.
not to be tedious about him, but did he say that about Gaza? Like that he was like, is that a guy, or did I mishear that?
No, he-
Rewind a bit.
Okay. I know he pronounced it like Garza.
What?
I had a whole section here.
That's right before that, I think.
Specifically made sure I had a whole thing on. I'm assuming you mean Gaza in terms of either a person in the news or reference points, maybe someone like a rival commentary or policy tied into, or do you mean? Okay, that's what I want to see.
What?
I got a whole thing.
Like that right there. That right there. Did you just hear that?
Yeah, that was a reply from ChatGPT when
I
he
think
asked
he-
about Gaza.
I think he
Oh,
I think what happened there is he misspelled Gaza, so ChatGPT was like, "Are you talking about somebody in the news or whatever?" Because he didn't spell Gaza right, and then he
Yeah.
said that out loud.
Wow.
So.
I didn't pick up on that. Good catch, Ava. Oh my God. Yeah. I think the first time around, me being the baseball nerd, there's a guy named a pitcher that used to be called Matt Garza, and that's the first thing I thought of when he said Garza and whatever. I picked, yeah, good catch. Jeez.
Specifically made sure I had a whole thing on Garza, and
Oh,
that's why I was
yeah.
asking you what order we were going to go in because I haven't, but I'll have to struggle like this. But it is my first interview. People are just going to have to like it because I'm going to give the answers. I'm not going to avoid nothing. So you just bear with me, and I'll get to this. So
You
I
gotta
just had a whole
understand the
page here with
question.
Gaza. I had a whole section here. So if people don't think I didn't spend my hard-earned last 3 days putting everything together properly,
It shows, buddy.
there's a lot of knowledge, and I've been reading, and my problem is it takes me a long time to put something in memory, and that's my problem. So, but I got it here. Oh, it's in my red book. Hang on, buddy. It's right here.
This is disqualifying.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
interesting. I know you want.
I was just gonna say, in my opinion, I think we could do a lot more as a country to stop that war, considering we fund the hell out of Israel. No matter what side you're on,
You're right.
we are funding the hell out of Israel, and if we cut them off, I think that would make it a lot easier to negotiate. So, tell me your stance on the war. But what I'm mostly interested in is like, would you consider stopping the funding to Israel for the weapons and stop all that stuff to see if they will finally come to the negotiating table for real? Because there's pretty much a genocide going on right now. So,
Oh my god!
and we're the ones
Yeah,
paying
see,
for
I
it.
was actually surprised that you decided to ask him this question because this seems like a really heavy question for Joe.
I'm trying here. Like people wanted me to ask about a two-state solution.
Dude.
I didn't ask him that, So
I felt like that was a stroke of artistry to go off of that Melton and just ask about war in Gaza, not knowing the way he was going to react on top of that.
Yeah, this is
Amazing.
definitely not the predicted reaction. This is definitely not the predicted response.
Nick, I feel like me and you probably agree about how many Democrats have given such a horrible answer about this issue. I would argue that this might be the worst response to that I've ever seen.
I don't know. I
from
think it
anyone.
might be the best.
Fair enough. Actually,
it's the most entertaining. Yeah,
Yeah.
or a lot of it.
Amazing.
So it's kind of
It's
disgusting.
amazing.
Yes. Hang on, just bear with me. All right, so it's right here. Yeah, I definitely got a statement for you on that one, Nick. To this,
Okay.
let me get to this. I sat here and I straightened up my whole thing to make sure I can get through all this, and I'm gonna get better. My interviews are gonna get better, and I'm gonna get where I'm gonna remember things, and I'm gonna be quick to the answer.
And we'd love to
I'm not
work
gonna
with
say
you on
I
that,
remember.
Joey.
I
Yes.
memorized everything, but I can promise you this: I've asked over 1,000 questions of what I thought, what I believe in, to get this into a form where I can explain it better to you people because if I was
That's
to write
retarded.
it,
That's such a retarded thing.
speak
To
my own
say.
words.
If you can't even straighten out your own desk, how are you going to straighten out this country? Like,
Catalano 2028. He's got my vote. Fuck these other people.
I'll vote for
It's
him.
probably
too.
not going to be too pleasant. And again, I'm not a politician president. I'm a people's president. I'm an ordinary Joe like everybody else. So you know what? Someone said it best. I could just picture Joey C up at the presidential inaugural in his two-piece jumpsuit, wearing a sweatsuit, and with his gold chain on. That's probably
Lord,
how I'll
baby.
be at the inaugural ball if I make it. So I'm not a suit and tight guy. I just want to be me. The more real
It'd be
that
in
I
his
am
velour
to the
tracksuit.
American people that understand me, and that's going to show that I'm serious and I'm going to really fight for them. So, and that's how I believe. So,
Do you think at
While
this
you're looking,
point?
Joe, I gotta.
Sorry.
No, go
Do you
ahead.
think at this point he's even processed the question? Because you kind of were like the war, but he was too busy not listening or whatever. Do you think he knows what he's looking for right now? Like,
No.
do you think he understands Israel, Gaza? I got to find a thing about that. Even still,
I'm guessing what's fun is I tried this because I didn't want, I told him, Joe, if you got notes, you got to find them. I didn't think it would take this long at certain times. That's why I tried giving him the, hey, there's a genocide, we're funding it.
you did. But I think he just didn't even process it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you just want to be like, yeah, I'll stop funding that, then we can move on to the next question. But he obviously has something ChatGPT gave him on Gaza, and he wants to find it. So whatever it is. Attack Shmuel Buckman here. Shmuel, number one, I don't watch CNN, so I don't know what their views are. But if you think a cable news channel is against war, you are out of your mind, dude. And if you think a cable channel is not pro-Israel, a cable news channel, you are once again out of your mind. Yeah, dude, you don't see too much pro-Palestine on CNN or any cable news. So
Where did Wolf
does he
Blitzer
believe
work?
CNN is real news? Is that what he's believing?
He's saying that because I kind of gave my opinion on Gaza, that's like a CNN viewer's opinion. Like, no, CNN viewers, as far as I know, are not against Israel, against cutting off Israel, and because CNN is part of the establishment, they love funding these wars. So no, that is not a
Also,
whatever
war coverage
This
makes
is
money
a
for
cable
them.
news channel opinion. It's not even.
This is like another reason why this is a masterpiece. It's just that moment. Like you're riffing about that, and like the viewer still does not know if he even knows what we all are talking about with Gaza. he just doesn't even know what paper he's looking for anymore. And you're talking about like the implications of CNN and Israel and the lobby and all that. And like we do not even know if the presidential candidate even understands the question. Still, it's amazing.
Fox's
it's
news
amazing.
opinion. It's not in any of them.
And let's
So
all face it.
It definitely this and climate change should probably be some of our first subjects.
Yeah. I thought I was doing him a favor with that climate change question. Like I thought that was gonna be a quick, yeah.
That was pretty much a layup, yeah.
Yeah.
You did him a lot of favors. Don't worry.
Yeah.
You just didn't.
Any news is going to give you a whole different version of what they believe in. It's funny that you asked that because I wrote in my notes. If Nick asks you this question, this is what I wrote. What's your position on Gaza and the war between Israel and Palestine?
Okay.
And that's exactly what I
He's
wrote
got
there
it
to
now.
remind me, and I highlighted it that if Nick asked that. So I was kind of and I tried to pre-think, what will Nick ask me? What are some of the questions? And I wrote a bunch of ideas, and I asked Uncle Bob, what if these questions were asked? Give me 10 answers for each question, the best possible way I should answer that question, because I
Don't
want to
admit
know.
that.
So
Yeah.
here's
Oh, it's
Right.
amazing that he's admitting that.
I'm okay with him admitting that. Hey, as I said,
Fair,
I'm
fair.
a big proponent for using AI for this sort of thing, especially if you're not so politically savvy.
But don't conflate using AI. Like, of course, that's great, and that's a good tool for people to run for president. It's the idea that he's admitting he doesn't have a take on something, and he's asking AI to tell him what his take is, and then he's not able to find it, and then he asks AI to give him 10 different takes on it, based on the idea that Nick might ask him about something that, I'm sorry, every average Joe has an immediate answer for. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Well,
it's not
not
about
every
him
average
using AI. It's about what he's admitting.
Understanding the subject.
Yeah, like he claimed before
Well,
that
here's-
that it was used just to clean up his.
My simple
Oh, I muted it. What the fuck? Am I
Right,
doing?
he did, and then he changed it too.
Yeah, too.
Yeah, I think
I
this
mean,
is
what's
very
my
much a
take?
specific example of what's my take?
Right.
presidential
Oops.
answer. I believe in peace, not profit. Wars always hurt the poor first. Whether they are American or Palestinians, we should do everything we can to stop the killing of civilians and push back for ceasefire and a diplomatic solution. I ain't for sending endless money to foreign wars.
Do you think ChatGPT said I ain't? I
Maybe.
ain't for sending money. Okay.
He probably
Well,
was like,
America
write
can't
this
pay
in my
rent.
voice.
We need peace over politics, and we need to take care of our home first before we help anybody else.
So you're
That's how
against
I
war in general, right? Is that what you're saying, Joey?
I'm against
Okay.
war when we have to fund it, and we got American soldiers sleeping on the viaducts. We got people that are living on the street that should not be, because we send billions of dollars to other countries. Why can't we take care of our first? Restore our country first to be strong as ever. Then, if you want
Unless
to
they
help
threaten
people,
us, then nuke
I'm
the
all
fuck out of them.
Right.
for that. Why do we do that? Is it because the NATO treaty? Okay, I get that. You understand? But here, we can't help ourselves if we don't help our own American people. And that's how I believe. And that's about my stance on Gaza. I haven't got into that as far as deep of how I should. I will address that as I debate down the road. But that's how I feel on that.
All right. Somebody asked about the Epstein files. I already asked Joey that. He said he would release them if he's able to. If he's
if I'm able to, I'll release them.
So there we go.
Do I believe they should be released? You're damn right they should have been released. Why are they not releasing them? That man's gone. So what are you afraid of? If you're afraid of the cover-up that you did and broke the law and the politicians and the government and the police did, so be it. Then prosecute them if they broke the law.
Mr. Z, I know you like to troll us. Okay, this is what leads to the question on climate change, so we can end it right after this one.
Yeah.
One last dude. If Joey got the questions ahead of time, do you think he'd be fumbling through friggin' papers? I was literally writing these questions on index cards up until. That's why we were late. I was still writing questions. So
he's
whatever,
a guy that trolls
dude.
me
Yes,
hard.
we agreed to topics.
Anyone
Okay?
that's watching
We
that
agreed
cannot
to
make that
topics.
critique. It doesn't matter if
Yeah.
there's no point in making. Yeah,
I know he's a troll. I don't know why I gave
I know.
I don't know why I gave into it.
Yeah, there was
You
a
had to
lot of
agree to
people
that?
saying the same shit in there,
Yeah.
and I'm just like, are you not? They're not paying attention. All they're doing is trying to shit on Joey and try
Right.
to make him mad.
Yeah.
You know, and
He knows.
I'm hoping that Joey was not reading the comments.
Hopefully
He did start reading them and responding to them, but we don't have to get into that. I think that happens later. Yeah.
Okay. What topics I'm going to cover? There's even a miscellaneous section where it's his opinion on. It's going to be a bunch of different stuff if we get to it. Just on and it's just, does he support this? Does I'll even get one of those out of the way. Joey, are you pro-choice or are you pro-life? Oh, I actually have no idea where you stand on that, so that'd be interesting. All right, we'll stop it after this one. Yeah,
we can stop after this one because this one's still pretty good.
Are you pro-choice or that's right. Or are you pro-life? I actually have no idea where you stand on that, so that'd be interesting.
Can you say that again?
Are you pro-choice or are you pro-life? Pro-choice is you support.
See, he has Bob listening, and he's waiting for and Bob probably didn't pick it up.
Mm-hmm. Exactly, that's exactly what it is.
I'm embarrassed. My memory sucks. I thought that happened on the climate change question, not the pro-choice question. Oh my god! All right, sorry. I actually want to.
This
see
is
if he
so
was,
amazing.
If he was listening
this
to me or
amazing.
not when I asked it. Let's see if he's listening. Okay, we agreed to topics. We had to agree to that. He knows what topics I'm going to cover. There's even a miscellaneous section where it's his opinion on. It's going to be a bunch of different stuff if we get to it. Just on and it's just, does he support this? I'll even get one of those out of the way. Joey, are you pro-choice or are you pro-life? I actually have no idea where you stand on that, so that'd be interesting.
Can you say that again?
Are you pro-choice or are you pro-life? Pro-choice is you support, you are okay with abortion. It's pretty much Roe v. Wade. Right. Pro-life is you are against abortion. Sometimes people are against it. altogether.
I'll
Sometimes.
tell you why.
Okay.
I was raised Catholic. I'm not Catholic now, but I was raised Catholic, and that was a no-no. Listen, people make mistakes. Young people, they think they're in love, and they do things with each other. Next thing you know, a young girl is pregnant, and you get this, and that's the whole thing. My wife, as a first lady, is one of her biggest topics: how to help teenage girls that are pregnant, where the father wants nothing to do with it, and their parents throw them out on the street. She wants to start a whole bunch of shelters to help those teenage girls, to keep them in school, educate them. And my wife's very big on that. I don't believe in abortion. Listen, here's the simple answer. To all the young people, it doesn't make you a man to make a baby. You understand? Anybody can go out and have sex and make a baby from a certain age on. Okay, that don't make you a man because you made a child or put a child in a woman. You understand? What makes you a man? What you're going to do after the fact. You understand? And life is precious. One thing we got to understand: they didn't ask to be brought in this world, and should they have a chance once they're conceived to get a chance to be something in this world, 110%. Because you get me on a whole subject, we'll start talking about how the Catholic churches in some of the biggest cities, when they tore down a major church in downtown Chicago and found skeleton babies that were newborns underneath the church by the hundreds, because the nuns got pregnant and they killed the babies right after that. Yes,
So he could just say, pro-choice.
That's amazing.
Right. I thought this was one of the layups, because half the people, not half, but you know what I mean, 60-40, whatever it is. It's like, give your opinion. It's like almost the equivalent of a yes or no question, or true or false. Pro-choice, pro-life. Yeah.
This is what's so genius, and maybe I'm stupid. I'm sure I'm stupid, but when he started answering that question, I thought his view was one thing, but then that rage out at the end made me feel like it was the opposite. Like it felt like I don't actually even know what his answer was, because I felt like at the beginning it was like, hey, people make mistakes but then at the end he was just like, the nurses are having abortions and they found their skeletons under the church. Like, what?
I didn't even know how to comment on that, because I was like, I don't know. Hundreds of babies sounds like a lot. Hundreds of skeletons under a church.
Liquid, what do you think his position is on abortion?
I don't know. Let's finish, because I still don't know.
Okay.
You are pro-life. This is interesting, Joey. You do represent. I think not the average person, but people are complicated. Politicians like to get super partisan, and they're like, I believe this, I believe that. I actually think a lot of your economic policies, which
so was he pro-life? I mean, you said he's pro-life, but he didn't disagree. But I don't think he knows what pro-life is.
I don't think he knows what his position is.
I thought he was pro-life. We'll ask him. From what you said in your ads, they appear to be more on the progressive side, and then you have a conservative stance on abortion. So really,
I took things further.
I think he both sides did, and then just got mad, and then Nick didn't know what to do, and then none of us really know what to do with the wreckage of that.
All right, 57 minutes. We'll stop it here. Sounds good.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you both for coming on.
Thanks for having us. I hope we can do this again and get some more people on.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll leave it where it is.
You both did a great job. Again, that is a masterpiece. Like,
thank you.
We're only 57 minutes in, and it's just like, just great work, both of you.
Yeah, this is a 3-hour show, and I will say something that I told Nick after it. I talked to my dad. My dad normally watches our show, but he normally gets about 45 or so minutes into it before he gets bored and watches something else. He said he was glued for the entire 3 hours.
Yeah.
He was absolutely just. And this is the person that I did have to tell, who Joey C was, and he had no idea. And he said he was just absolutely fascinated through the entire 3 hours. He said it didn't even feel like 3 hours.
Yeah, I didn't know he was either, and it was just and it's like got that special thing where like repeat views, it just gets better. Like it's just amazing.
Yeah, you pick up on stuff you missed.
Absolutely, because absolutely.
All right, Ava. Oh, go ahead, Liquid.
No.
Oh, I'm just gonna tell them to do plugs.
We got to go. Yeah, okay. Time to do plugs.
Ava, plug your music and your website and all that. I mean, your music and your YouTube.
Just Ava Raiza liquid.bandcamp.com. Thanks for having me. That was fucking great.
No,
Thank
that
you.
was
That was
awesome.
Oh, thanks for showing up.
fun. For sure. Love you, Liquid. Love you, Nick.
Love you.
All right.
Liquid, do your thing.
Kick.com/liquid-cryptid. I actually recently added AI images and real-time clipping
Oh,
to
shit.
the live stream. So you can go in there. The commands are all in the directions, and if you find something that you like, you can clip it in real time. And you can also put up AI images. It'll tell you how to do it. Put in your prompt, and an image will show up according to your prompt. I have 3 more spaces available for voices. I don't know who to add yet, but the AI voices are free, and this is all free. So go to Streamsnipe Graffiti on my Kick channel, kick.com/liquid-cryptid, and makes these boring shows fun. I actually recently added Karmic, Rob Saul, and Steel Toe Morning Show.
Nice. Yeah.
I know.
If you guys that don't know, it's like the shows that he snipes, they just go automatically to his channel sniping it, and each
That's-
voice has like a code, so you can. It's almost like you can do what do they call that? That's super chat.
Like a super tip, yeah.
Super tip, but like for free. So it's good stuff.
Yeah, it's all automated. So go over to the channel, click the notifications, and whenever I go live, you'll get to know or whenever they go live, I go live. It's a completely automated system that I designed. I don't have to touch it. It just rolls on its own. Go over there, have some fun with the AI images, get some clips in, and all that good stuff.
I cannot recommend the Jake Hudson voice enough.
Oh my God, is it amazing?
It has his mannerisms and everything. So yeah, I always put it the Ava and Liquid's things will be in the description once I post this video. Yes, he is doing great. Thank you, Jen. All right. And yeah, I'm OG Mumbling Nick. Catch me OG Mumbling Nick on X and on YouTube. We do these political shows, dabbling in politics, and I have a secondary show called I Will Try My Best that it's kind of a clusterfuck. Sometimes I interview people, sometimes I just have guests and we fuck around. Sometimes I just rage by myself. So
He's just trying his best.
Yeah, I'm just trying my best. I'm all over the place, but thank you guys. We will
But it does have the best intro in the Dabbleverse.
It's pretty good. We will pick up where we left off. I don't know, maybe later this week, and whatever day we can all come on and get there were a few people that wanted to come on tonight that weren't able to, so we can get some of these chatters.
It'd be nice if we can get like Cupcake and maybe Kahuna might make his big return to streaming. I don't know if he's still doing a show.
Yeah, he was on with oh, you know what? I forgot. I didn't even send it to Lou. I'll send it to Lou if he wants to do it too.
Oh yeah, Lou would be great to have on.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll try and get those
maybe
guys.
Jen
so
can come on over.
Yeah, we'll get Jen on. We'll get anyone's perspective that watched it live or watched the rerun. If you guys want to talk about it too, it'd be great. So instead of us just talking all the time. So anyway, thank you guys. See you next time.
Have a good night.
Dabbleverse stuff, mumbling, pineapple stuff, dabbling, controversial stuff. Now I know y'all be loving this shit right here. NICK mumbling is right here. People in the house, put them hands in the air. Cause if you don't vote, then we don't care. 1, 2, 3 times 2 to the 6. Jonesing for your fix of that dabble politics mix. And when I fudge you at punk, shut the fudge up and back the fudge up while we fudge this track up. On your flags up, on your flags up, on your flags up, on your flags up, on your flags up. Retort in, now retort politics. You can't mess with dabbling in politics. Listen, we debate it all every week Saturday night, and it's YouTube thing right here. Yo, we're doing it all the time, so you better get some better views and get fame up on your dime. So we got the gang set, so don't complain yet. 24/7, never begging for a rain check. Old school dabblers blasting out the political shit, the back and forth shit, put bounce in the dabble pit on your back.